Good morning and welcome to another exciting broadcast day.
Yes, thank you. Who's on today? Robert Schimmel. Stand-up Robert Schimmel. One of the funniest stand-ups. Currently working the stand-up scene. I'm a fan of his. He's been on my previous radio show, Loveline, many times. And he's an open book. And he has a crazy life. And I think he had cancer. He was going to die. He dumped his wife. He got hooked up with his babysitter or something like that. Then he got cancer. Yeah, then his wife nursed him back to health. And then he got back with his babysitter again. It's awesome.
Forgiving lady.
Yeah, she's a good woman. But also, he's a pain in the ass. So, sometimes you go, well, she must have been heartbroken, this guy leaving. And then you think, well, the guy's an a-hole. Maybe not so bad. We always assume the woman wants to hang on to the guy. That's a weird thing. We give women two choices. Either they have the abusive hillbilly guy and they're like, I can't believe you wasted 20 years of your life with this guy. You should have gotten rid of this guy. You should have been strong enough to walk away. And then their other choice is just, they've been left. They must be heartbroken. They must be crushed. Isn't there some in between? I feel like if I didn't come home today, my wife she'd have mixed feelings about it. I mean, she'd be sad, that income she was counting on. But there'd be part of her that went, all right.
I get to watch some of the shows I want to watch for once.
Yeah, get to do what I want to do. And believe me, as far as your friends went, it'd be more than a 60-40 split in the negative. I can tell you that right now. She'd probably get about 3,000. You're better off. The whisper, you're better off.
And she would say, I have a lot of amazing women that I'm leaning on right now to get through.
A lot of strong,
and that's what you would say
women.
Too.
Dear friends, yes, I'm sweating on a lot of amazing, strong women. They have to hold me up because I'm drunk.
If he doesn't want you, he doesn't deserve you.
He doesn't deserve.
You don't want anyone who does. You don't waste your time with anyone who won't waste their time with you.
You're too good. You're too good. And I would give her this line, which I've never had the balls to actually use, but I've always wanted to, and I guess I've swore I'd use it before I go, so I guess I'll have to do it with my wife now. It's not you, it's me. I don't like you. I know it's cruel, and I've never had the huevos to actually use it, but I think in this case it would work. It'd be good.
This reminds me of something. Why can't women master this? That they always, but in a bar situation, a fella goes up and hits on the lady. They always say they have to be rude about it. They can never just say, here's the answer for the ladies. If a guy hits on you and you're not interested, just say, whether it's true or not, say, I'm sorry, I'm seeing someone.
Oh, wait,
that's the answer.
I'm sorry. That must just be your experience, Dave.
Oh, no. What if
what do you mean that all women are
no, if
rude
I put
about
believe me, baby doll. If I put the look on you,
baby
it'd be all over with.
Baby doll.
Yeah.
By the way,
it'd be cool watching you guys have sex in the studio and stuff, because there's nothing you could do once you put the look on you.
Yeah.
The clothes would just fall.
If I raise the right eyebrow at you, forget it.
Don't do it. I don't want to see that. I mean, I
you
do,
might
but
fall
not
into
this
the
very
trap,
good night.
is what you're saying.
Yeah. The point is he'll do that thing that Spock would do to people when he pinched him on the neck. You know what I mean? He'll do that with his gaze. And when I say gaze, I don't mean his gay friends. I mean the look he gives you and some of his gay friends.
Let me try to make peace, because there was a little conflict just a moment ago. But let me make peace. Rachel Perry, this is in one man's opinion, this is the best you've looked to start a morning. Yeah, this is your best look so far.
I appreciate it. Thank you. You know what? I had my hair done yesterday. Got my hair did.
You got an audition?
Top and bottom.
What's going on? What are you doing with the hair?
Well, it's my birthday tomorrow, but I haven't had any. I've been, it's been a while. I just moved here. I've been too busy to get anything done. So,
what do you do? What do you do to your hair when you have it done?
Get a little highlighting. Had a half highlighting and a haircut. Mm-hmm.
Looks good.
Thanks. And then I get the wax. So.
Where do they do the wax?
Well, I said top and bottom.
Oh, the top and the bottom. Oh, nice little present. Yeah, turns out your boyfriend's birthday too tomorrow. Here, and God bless you for having long hair. We were talking about this yesterday. Women, especially beautiful women, they F up their hair. They're sort of, you know what they do? Women, they do to their beautiful women do to their hair what black people do to cars, which is they can't leave them alone. They end up with the 28-inch rims on there, and they screw the whole thing up. They do too much. Shaq paints the Superman emblem on the hood, and he screws up his beautiful Cadillac Escalade. Too much. It's already there. You know what I mean? Like
women do too much?
Women do this when they get married. This is a beautiful woman with long flowing locks. She gets married, and what's she do? I'm going to do my hair up. I'm doing it up. Well, your hair looks good first thing in the morning, or it sure looked good last time I saw it. Oh no, we're going sick. I'm going to go to Jose. I'm going to sit in the chair for 3 hours. They come home. They come out for the wedding. Crazy bun, crazy whatever. They did too much, and they effed it up. One of the things about hair is, not only is it supposed to look good, it's supposed to look like you didn't try. Yeah, it's supposed to look like, whether you know it or not, on an unconscious level, we're supposed to see. Part of the reason your hair looks great this morning is because it's 6 a.m. It's like, wow, look at this. Rolled out of bed and pow, here it is. When you do the whole wedding thing and you do the curly things and you do the bun and think about how effed up women's hair is for their weddings. When you see those wedding pictures, and I would argue it's 50% worse than what it is, ironically. If you caught them on just a work day, just a weekday, in the middle of the week, if the woman was a professional and you took a picture of her hair at work and then took it on her wedding day, 50% of the time it would be worse. And it costs $500 to get it to look that way.
I hear what you're saying. You're saying, again, another example of, like Icarus, flying too close to the sun.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, Dave's getting taken off the market very soon. Is this going to happen with your lady friend?
A revised hairdo for the big day.
Have you discussed it? Have you mentioned like your preference?
Well, I think she is going to jazz it up a little bit. Some curls and such, you know.
Yeah.
Again,
never. She's got nice hair.
Never in her life have I seen her with curls, but for some reason, she has to go off the page, out of the playbook for the biggest day. It seems strange. Yes.
Yes, and they're running a play they haven't run all year. There's a good chance they may muff the handoff.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
As they say, dance with who brung you. You know.
I know.
This is how you got here, baby. Stick with what works.
I know.
But by the way, can I just say this? You know, I paid Rachel a compliment a moment ago, and in society, proper etiquette, sometimes it's nice to repay that compliment.
No, you know what?
She's thinking.
I've been
for 10
working
minutes.
on it.
You got nothing.
No, you
See
know
if
what?
you can come up with something before 10 a.m.
I feel like it's disingenuous if you give someone a compliment right after they give you a compliment.
Fine.
I feel like it seems like,
at some
I'm just
point,
saying
come
that.
up with
so-
something.
Wait a
That's
few
all.
months, I agree.
Yeah.
let it die down. Maybe he moves on to another gig, and then you contact him. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, speaking of, I'm not speaking of anything. I'll get the phone number out. 866-901-ADAM, 866-901-ADAM. Hold on, Mary. It says Mary's drunk. Mary?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, I had a question about your TLC show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you fixed up your dad's house. Whatever happened with that?
Still trying to sell it. It was sold,
What?
and then it fell out.
It did?
Yeah. It was
I
it.
thought you did a good job with it,
Well, thank you.
considering your crew and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you drunk? Are you drunk?
A little bit.
Okay. Did you get up early and start drinking, or are you up late?
No, actually, I was up late. I get off of work at 12:30. And I just got home, actually. I just got into bed, but I was waiting to see if I was getting on the line with you.
Oh, okay. I used to work nights, and there's nothing good that happens between about 12:30 and 4 a.m.
There's really
all
not.
the damage is done.
That's
I'm a choir boy during the day, but from 12:30 to 4, it's booze, cigarettes, and masturbation. That's all, and harder things if I can find them.
Funny
Yes.
story. I work at the world's largest gift shop in Las Vegas.
Oh, that place on the corner?
Yeah, actually, it is on the corner of Sahara and Las Vegas Boulevard.
Yeah, I've been in there. Got an
So I'm
ashtray
at
with my
work.
name on it. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
actually, Eminem was in at the general store today.
Wow. Hey, let me I got questions about M&M, but do kids get that same thrill we got growing up with the crap with our name on it? Hey, look, it's the miniature license plate. It says Dave. I think a kid would punch you in the nuts if you gave him that today. How does that compare with video games and cable TV and internet porn? Hey, look, son, there's a back scratcher. It's got your name on it. What? What's a back scratcher, old man? Ugh! Right in the sack.
You want to hear something funny?
Yes.
People, they'll get the back stretcher out at my job. And there's one guy, he had a really hairy back, like a carpet on his back. True story. He puts the back scratcher down his back, scratches his back for about a minute, and then he puts it back in the bucket.
Puts it back?
Oh.
Yeah, like somebody else is going to buy it.
Nasty.
It's like, ew, that's disgusting.
Do people actually, you still actually sell those back scratchers that are made out of that wicker that's been cured in urine or whatever the hell it is?
Yeah, because there's always somebody that's going to buy it.
Okay. What's your biggest seller?
Hilarious.
What's your biggest seller?
Actually, we have this dirty mouth parrot.
The parrot,
it's like his name's Polly. But he's
yeah.
And people will buy it. It's about $20.
Right.
People
Awesome.
will buy it, and honestly, it plays all day at our store. So everybody that works there, they can't stand it, and they're hoping that the batteries will die or something. But
yeah, because there's no way they could be replaced.
And they'll pay $20 for this parrot. It's like, you know what? You're going to put it up in your house.
All right.
You're going to play it.
Don't swear again, Mary.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay,
and after
that's
about
all
5 seconds,
right.
And after about 5 seconds, it's like, you're going to get sick of it too, and you just spent $20.
Yeah,
quite a sales lady.
Yeah, I was gonna say, talk about pressure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
No commission. I'm guessing no commission, right?
No, and I don't.
Let me say this about that. Everyone's bragging about that now. Like, hey, at our stereo store, we sell big screens, we sell home entertainment units. No commissions. All our salespeople, no commission. To me, that means you can't find them. You do that now. Now, we've gone from the guy with the fat tie who's running out with the pomade in his hair, screaming he's got 3 of these babies at home, to you can't find the foreign guy. Hello, I've been in the iPod section for 20 minutes now. I got nobody. There's nobody. Is there anybody? We'll get to you. It's like, all right. I want some commission. Commission is really incentive.
Right, somewhere in between. You don't want the 17 times, can I help you?
I don't want a guy who's based his entire, like he's got to buy his kid braces and he's not going to make his nut unless he sells me the Morans. I don't want that. But on the other hand, I don't want the guy who's getting $6 an hour and has no incentive. He gets the same $6 an hour if he sits in the back and blows a butt as he does if he comes out and helps me pick out MP3 player. It's something in between, some commission. That's what I want. I want to go to the stereo store where they go, all our salespeople get some commission. Just enough to get them on the other side of the counter. That's all. All right. Wow. Mary sounded like a delight. Everyone close your eyes and picture Mary. You know that gift shop? Do you guys know that store?
Where is it?
It's the one... It's the one that's on the corner of Vegas and whatever. It's kind of right in the middle of the strip. It sits back a little bit, and it's massive. And it's, 700,000 square feet, and it probably has $18 worth of actual merchandise in it. I mean, just stuff that Indians make, and ashtrays with your name and the little license plate and salt shakers. And, of course, the back scratcher, which I was kidding about. I thought they made one of those since 1974. And by the way, what has happened? All through the 70s, people's backs work.
Itchy as all get out.
I missed 2 days of work, my back, and I can't get to it. And now all of a sudden everyone's cured. Everyone had like psoriasis or what went on? What goes on your back?
There were more. You're right. In the 70s, there were more back scratchers per home than televisions. It's
really,
crazy.
I swear, my Uncle Vince and Aunt Pat had one TV, 900 square feet worth of apartment in Santa Monica, and 11 back scratchers and 26 fly swatters. There was a fly swatter, and they're probably interchangeable. You probably take a fly down with a back scratcher and probably get at your back with a fly swatter. But every room, there's a fly. What do you want to use, the fly swatter or the back scratcher? Now, gone.
Also, with the back scratcher, same thing that seemed like in the 70s, I used to see a lot more of the things that washed your back, the little scrubby thing.
Yes.
And that was all. I always, even as a child, it struck me that it was weird. Why would your back need to be cleaned?
Well, it was depicted in the cartoons when the cowboy would be sitting in the tub.
yeah,
you
right.
know, it was all there was a lot of back. You know what it was? Maybe guys are waxing their back now and there's no problem. It was sort of a guy thing. It wasn't a chick scrubbing her back with that big stick with the brush on it. And it wasn't a chick using the back scratcher. It's not very feminine. It was always the heavy-set guy with the thing. Maybe now that the hair has been removed, we've removed some of the reason for the itch and the stink and the smell. Interesting. Look into it, Rachel.
Yeah.
Look into it.
Hey, can I say this? Speaking of the license plates that say your name on them, I remember as a child, did everybody have this experience that it was a different level of sense of humor with the family than with your chums? You know, like if you were out on vacation and you saw Dave's Ice Cream, this was a cause for celebration.
Oh,
Look,
big
it's
deal.
Dave's Ice Cream. That's your ice cream store.
Yeah, big
Take
deal.
a picture.
Big
We got to
deal.
take a picture with you and your ice cream store.
Yeah.
I can't imagine walking down the street if we saw Adam's bookstore.
No.
Adam, we got to take your picture. That's your bookstore, you see?
Yeah, it was a huge novelty. Mammoth. There's some Greek restaurant that has your 3 letters or your dad's first name. It's somewhere spread out in the title. This is huge. We're moving. This is amazing.
You see, it's yours because it's the same name. It's yours.
Yeah. You know, how many Rons could there be? Yeah, it was awesome. I just think that here's what it was. There was no satellite, there was no TiVo, there was no iPod, there's no internet, and there's no video games, and we were all going insane trying to entertain ourselves with nothing. And nobody would just go, look, that back scratcher with your initials on it sucks. And no one gives a rat's hiney that dad's name and the name of the gelato place are the same. It really means nothing, Dave. Now get back in the wagon. We're going to keep pushing to the Grand Canyon, and there'll be no stopping this time. All right. We will take ourselves a break. Troy?
Hello?
What's happening?
Hi, I was calling.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't talk to Troy. That was the line under Troy. Troy?
Yes.
What's happening?
Adam, how you doing?
Good.
You know what? I'm a big fan. It's been real easy to slide into this show, and I appreciate all you guys are doing. But I just called actually to bust Rachel.
What?
What about her?
What?
What's up?
Well, you know, poor Dave's over there, you know, giving her a nice compliment, and then she says, if I may quote her, I feel like it's disingenuous to return the compliment. Well, the day before, when Seth Green gave her a compliment, she said, well, if I may return the compliment.
Ooh.
No, you know what? That was
A
Carson
keen ear.
Daly.
Thank you, sir.
a keen
Thank
ear.
you, sir.
Thank you, Troy.
Yeah, you're right. And you know what? I was actually just sitting here. We kind of
Starstruck.
moved on from the topic. I felt bad that I hurt Dave's feelings just now. I was like, you know what? I didn't want to. I was like, I didn't mean to not. You paid me a compliment. I
Creep.
mean to not.
It's a good
pay
point.
You a compliment.
I'll tell you, when Seth...
It was Carson, I believe.
All right, when Carson volleyed a compliment toward Rachel, it just bounced right off her net and shot right back at Carson, like one of those. What the
Wonder
hell?
why.
Yeah, and then when with you, it was just a vortex, a black hole, just kept sailing into space.
I'm surprised that she knows my name.
She'll
I'm not
think
sure
of
that she
something.
does.
Fred,
Yeah.
Jeff.
she knows your name because she goes. There's a salon actually that has. She took a picture.
With the
It's got the same. It says
we
Dave.
took that road trip.
Hey, Fred,
Yes, go ahead.
you like Dave's sports music?
Yeah, there's a song, it was Meadowlands. I heard it playing in the background while he was doing his sports. I remember that distinctly because I used to play baritone when I was in the 7th and the 8th grade. And that was our big chance to do our big solo.
Mm-hmm. Baritone what?
Just the baritone.
Isn't don't you have a choice between sax or clarinet or something in the baritone department?
No, baritone, it's keyed the same way as a trumpet. I played trumpet and baritone.
Oh, okay. All right.
Let me see.
All right.
But,
and that translated into a ton of ass when you were in high school, I imagine?
No.
Shocker.
No.
Shocker.
No.
Okay.
And one more thing.
Hold on. Let me say this about women with musicians. Very picky. guy plays bass guitar in the school rock band. They're all over him. Guy plays the horn or something that takes a reed. He is actually minus ass. He actually owes ass when he gets out of high school. I'm saying. I thought we beat the censor on a technicality there. But, it is weird. It's like this musician, I've seen guys over at like Perkins Palace or, some place on the Sunset Strip, some little Gazzari, some little hole on a Tuesday night, some band you never heard of before. Pink Eye is playing. You've never heard of him. You never heard of him again. Guy's up on stage, clumsily playing his axe. Chicks going nuts. But that same guy, if he was in the school band 3 years earlier, is being punished sexually. You know what I mean? I'm saying, are you into musicians or aren't you? That's all I'm saying. I understand some instruments are more attractive than others, but shouldn't the guys in the school band be getting at least as much as the guys who aren't doing anything? They're actually being punished sexually? Give it some thought. You don't have to answer, but it is kind of interesting. School band, it's not just son getting a band, son playing an instrument, chicks will love you. You will be punished. You play the bassoon, you will be punished dearly. Dearly.
I'm leaving that up to you.
Oh, okay. I was going to yell
also,
at it
the marching band outfit probably doesn't help the case.
Yes. You looking like one of the Wizard of Oz's henchmen. You looking like the guy who answers the door on the Wizard of Oz when they get to Oz. Probably not going to translate in a whole lot. Yeah. Jimmy Kimmel played the clarinet. Just ask him. He'll tell you firsthand. Still owes. Still paying back what he didn't get in high school. All right. We'll take ourselves a little break. We'll be right back after this.
It's the Adam Carolla show. Call Adam Carolla now at 866-901-80AM. Let's do this.
Yeah. It's the kind of enthusiasm I'm looking for out of my callers. Dave Damashek is here. Rachel Perry here.
Hey, before we move on, I just wanted to... I feel really bad about this whole thing, and I feel like that caller that called me out on not giving Dave a compliment. In my defense... When we were talking to Carson, I never, ever talked to Carson. Paid me a compliment, give it back. I see Dave every day. When Dave shaves...
You don't look at me, but...
When Dave...
Right.
What do you mean? Look at me. I dressed exactly like you today.
Wow. Look at that.
It's your homage. I see.
Much like you try to sound like Adam, it's now my intention to try to sound and look like you.
Try to sound like Adam.
Wow. Well, there's your compliment. Wow. There you go. Your work is done, Rachel. You paid your compliment.
Well done. A bigger slap in the face I could not receive.
Thank you.
Slap in...
Now I'm insulted. Mary? Mary?
Hello?
Yes, I know. This is getting ugly. I want you to rescue us.
I can do that.
What happened? You got a ticket?
I did exactly what you said. It was so funny, too, because I really pissed my husband off. We're sitting at the intersection, and the light is green for everybody else except me there. I've got the red arrow.
Right.
And I start rolling because there was nobody coming in the opposite direction. My husband says, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Red arrows suck." And as soon as I turn the corner, flashing lights right behind me.
Well, behind you. Yeah, you got to check behind you. That's the only direction you can get busted.
Well, actually, I was turning into the left, and there was a cop car in the other left turn lane that I couldn't see, so they just flipped the U-turn and followed me.
Now you have to fight it.
Well, you know what? I didn't get a ticket. I got a ticket because I didn't have updated insurance. So I didn't even get a ticket. I've got a fix-it ticket.
Why didn't you get a ticket for ignoring the left turn arrow?
Because she couldn't give me a reason. She says she was very stern when she told me it was a red arrow. And I said, sorry, there were green lights. Yeah,
it's very confusing. And plus, here's the other thing, too. Thank you, Mary. This whole thing where life keeps you off balance, where if you live in Pasadena, their arrows go from green to nothing. And then if you go over a mile and a half to Burbank, theirs go red. How are we supposed to, you know what I mean? Life, I can't focus every second of life. I'll give you an example. I've been calling my grandmother for the last 4 days, as you guys have heard me complain about this before, and her line has been busy. And I keep saying to my mom, why is her grandma's, first off, who's she talking to? And then say, why is her line busy? And my mom said, well, here's the problem. We got her 2 of those portable phones, the wireless phones, not cell phones, but the wireless kind. One of them, you hang up the phone by just hitting talk again, but the other one has the off button where you have to actually hit off. You hit talk and then you hit off. I have the same problem at my house. I have 2 different ones. Once you get used to using the one where you just hit talk again and then you use the one that has the off button, you forget to hit it. You just hit talk again and throw the phone down. My grandmother goes into the next room. Meanwhile, the phone is essentially off the hook because she's used to this one and not used to that one. And this is how it goes. This is why when you drive one car for a long time and the headlights are in one place and then you get in the rental car and the wipers are there, you turn the wipers on the first 8 times you try to turn the headlights on. This is how your brain works. Your brain works by not working. Your brain cannot focus on everything. Like your whole ritual in life where you're coming home and you're putting your key in, you're turning the front door and you're walking and stuff. Your brain isn't even working at that point. That's how we do it. If you had to stop and think about everything, then every day would be like living in a new house. It would be like driving a new car. Every ritual, everything would be the same. And your head would explode or you get nothing done all day.
That's why I think you should get excited for the future. Because apparently in the future, when you see the movies, everything is uniform. Clothes,
great
cars,
jumpsuits, everything.
Everybody drives the same car.
Right.
It's a little pod.
Right.
And everybody lives in the same small apartment, too. There's no variation. People don't have mansions or shacks.
We don't
Everybody
have
lives the
freedom
same.
of choice.
Right.
That's right.
But everything will be clear. These decisions will be made for you so you can use your full brain power.
Or just become obsessive compulsive. And that way it'll just make sure you'll...
Yeah, but if you're obsessive compulsive, that doesn't help you in a rental car. Do you see what I'm saying? You're focused on whatever you've been doing, the muscle memory of life. You don't really think about it, but if you really had to learn everything, you would be screwed. This is why they take computer and typewriters and all the keyboards are laid out exactly the same. Because if they change those, or the one at my office was in alphabetical order and then the one at home was laid out like a typewriter, you'd be effing up emails all day long. Right? You couldn't do it.
That happens to me here. The shift button is like tiny and it messes me up.
Just
it's different
the
from
shift
the one,
button. Okay, now
just
imagine
one
if the keys were in a different order. You never get through your
My
day.
head would
This is what
explode.
we do in life. We put the power button on the remote in a different place for every remote. We make a car, we put the wipers and the lights, we do it in a different place on every car. We're doing this with the arrows, too. Some do this, some do that. Some do this way, some do that way.
Uniformity.
Well,
sometimes I have a T-shirt for you. I have a T-shirt. What size do you wear? I'll take a large in that. Sometimes you put the large on and it exposes your belly. Other times, the T-shirt, the only human being it would fit is Tad.
That's right.
If I may call Tad a human being.
What is it? Well, I think you can use artistic license, I think they call it.
All right, to make my point, at least, yes.
That's right.
Human being.
Speaking of human beings, Tad, who started his diet yesterday by eating a double BLT sandwich at the IHOP. So
Yeah.
I hear. I have my
yeah.
spies out there.
Yeah, I had a double BLT.
I know what happened. I thought
Also, I like the healthy choice he made. He had that, but to be healthy, he had a salad.
yeah.
The salad, in addition to your normal meal, does not make you having a healthy meal.
I ate that, and then at night I had soup, and that was it for
like
yesterday.
I said, that's not the way to go about losing weight.
How do you go about it, Rachel?
Well, I feel like that's gonna slow his metabolism down even more.
Don't eat.
We go to
not
IHOP.
eating.
Not eating.
What do you do?
We went to IHOP
You got to
yesterday.
eat like all day long, but just eat really healthy stuff. Go to the store, buy a whole bunch of fruit, and get some protein. And
I know I could afford it.
I think you
Or
should
just
binge
start
and
vomiting.
purge.
Yeah.
Binge and purge.
Yeah, let's be
Diuretics.
honest. Yeah.
Do it
'Cause
the
you gotta
Perry
lose,
way.
You got to lose 10 pounds in now 6 days, Tad. You want to hop on the scale right now and see how much you put on?
Sure, why not?
Yeah. Please disrobe. Please. Well,
Ugh.
Elizabeth,
Seems a little too anxious.
Elizabeth says she chatted with me online. Everyone gets a big laugh when they know me.
Maybe it was me, since I am doing my impression of you, apparently.
Elizabeth,
Hello?
did we chat online?
I don't know, I guess.
What did I say?
That I sounded like a 20-year-old and that I'm really mature.
Wow. That's great.
Do you
Pedophiles using my name to try to get laid with minors. Awesome. Really? And did I ask to meet you?
No.
No. Nothing?
No.
Nothing. What else did I say? Uh-oh, Big Tad may. How much weight did you lose, Tad?
I'm down to 329.
Wow. You're going to blow away,
what
buddy.
were you yesterday?
332.
332.
How did you lose 3 pounds in a day?
He farted. It's really, when you're a big man, you have to do nothing. Nothing. All right. Elizabeth.
Huh?
I don't think that was me.
Oh.
Sorry, baby doll.
That's okay.
All right. When you're 14,
Yeah.
when you get your learner's permit, I want you to start ignoring those left turn arrows, all right?
Okay.
All right.
The flaw in her guess is that she was talking to you is that you don't know how to read or write.
Right. I believe reading poisons the mind, and the writing part I don't really have an excuse for. But yeah, people do that all the time. They oh, did you see what Adam sent me an email, very insulting, or Adam. I remember once the X show had an email. It's like Adam was when the Man Show was on and the X Show was on too. It was like Adam said all these horrible things about us. He sent an email out, and everyone who knows me just laughs. No one else believes me, but I don't think I've ever sent an email in my entire life. So it would be virtually impossible for me to do that. Or maybe I'm the Kaiser Sosa of computers. Maybe I go home to 10 monitors and a super NASA-sized computer, and I'm just 190 words a minute, firing off vitriolic emails. Meanwhile, hiding under the cloak of this sort of simpleton who doesn't know how to type his name.
Maybe none of us really know you. Maybe you don't even know you. Maybe it's like a second personality, and you don't even remember doing it.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm like,
there's so many options.
like Sally Field and Sybil. I would stand trial, and they'd be, who is Poindexter? I don't know. And then I would go into them every once in a while.
Yeah, like a werewolf.
Yeah.
Werewolf. When they're in human form, they don't even know what they did.
They don't know.
They read the newspaper the next day.
Yeah.
Three brutally murdered.
Campers.
Chewed to death by some sort of beast.
A grizzly. You know what it's nice? Makes me miss this part. They used to do this in movies where people begged other people to kill them. Kill me. I'm a monster. Do it. There used to be a lot of look, if I get bitten by one of those zombies, I need you to be strong. Now do it.
You got to put that on your list of things you want to do. Beg someone to kill you.
Mike, put that on my list of things I need to do. I need to be killed by somebody I begged to kill me earlier in the movie if things go wrong. And by the way, here's my policy. Dave, do it to me. Have me make that promise to you. Go ahead. It's early in the movie. We're halfway into the movie. The zombies are running free.
What should we do if one of the zombies bites us?
No, you beg me to kill you if it happens.
Oh, I thought you wanted to be. Oh, I get the starring role.
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah, you're the star.
Adam, it'll be tough.
Well, I don't think my name would be Adam in the movie.
Oh, okay.
I'd be
Gene.
Deuce.
Yeah. Deuce. Okay, good.
No,
Go
Clutch.
Ahead. Clutch, go ahead.
Clutch.
Yeah.
If one of those zombies gets me, it's going to be hard for you to do. I'm going to ask for you the ultimate favor. You need to kill me.
Listen, I've seen a lot of these movies, and I know just by virtue of the fact that you made that speech, you're going to get bit. So I'm going to put you down now. Okay? But I'm fine. It's going to be hard later.
Can't we? Let's play it by ear.
We don't know where we're going to be. I don't know if I'm going to have a full clip in my Beretta. I could be running myself. You're going to be coming after me.
I know for dramatic effect, though, we could just get in the car and drive away right now. Your
eyes are going to go weird. First, you're going to open your eyes, and I'm going to see there's a difference, and then I'm going to have to fight you off. You know how difficult that's going to be emotionally?
I have a gun, though. Maybe I'll hold him off.
I'm going to shoot you now. I'll shoot you now.
Can't we just...
You know what? Actually, kill yourself. That way I don't emotionally have to go through it. And if there's any law in this land, kill yourself.
I'm fleet of foot, and maybe I'll run him.
Kill yourself. Believe me, if you're giving me the speech, you're going to get bit in an hour or so. So just eat a bullet, and I'm going to move forward.
Okay.
And then the coroner's report will say suicide. Now I'll keep my hands clean, all right?
Well, that's fair, yeah.
Use my gun, but
no reason for you to spend time
use
in
my
the
gun,
joint.
I'll wipe it down. Ooh, add that to my list. Wiping down a gun. Wiping it down. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back after this.
It's the Adam Carolla Show. Call Adam Carolla now at 866-901-ADAM. Good times.
Yeah. I can't figure out if I like Annie Lennox or not. I've never really heard her speak. I think she's sassy and full of herself and a snob. I don't know if I like anyone from that band, the Eurythmics. I kind of like the band, but the jury's out on the dude, and the jury's out on Annie Lennox. Doesn't she seem like she's one of these sort of artsy snobs?
No, she seems like, I think she seems cool.
She seems cool, but cool like, oh, I'm not arguing she's cool. She's cool, but she knows she's cool, and she'd have no time for you.
You know what she is? She's one of these ladies who the other ladies say she's a role model. I don't know why that is, but for some reason, I bet you other women hold her in higher esteem.
Yeah, because she got short hair and she's moderately chested, and that makes it okay for other women to like.
So is it 3 strikes you're out? You don't want it? Or
I'm all right. I like that song. I'm just curious about her attitude. That's all.
I feel like she's cool, but I know what you mean by the like arty thing, but like Sting.
Yeah.
You have an opinion on Sting?
Well,
I feel like he's the.
I feel
kind
like
of
he's a blowhard.
The better than you type, but not Annie Lennox.
Oh.
Not that I made I don't know why I made the comparison. I think I saw them in concert together.
Here's the thing about Sting. He is one of these guys that's sort of a backdoor blowhard. He doesn't sit around and talk about, how great he is. Pat O'Brien is a front door blowhard. He blows down the front door like that wolf and just comes right in blowing hard. Sting sneaks in the back door. He explains to you how he's single-handedly saving the rainforest, and you think, oh, what a great guy, but really he's just patting himself on the back.
Similar to Bono?
Then he explains how he makes love to his wife for 19 hours out of every day, which I find sort of weird and intrusive. And by the way, does she not have a father who may be watching Oprah?
And also has an open relationship, apparently.
Oh, really?
I can't confirm that, but I'm just saying I'm pretty sure I've heard that.
Sting?
Yeah.
Why? It makes sense. I wouldn't want to be.
I think a lot of guys who are sort of good-looking rock star guys have an open relationship because it's either that or a divorce. Here's their open relationship. I banged some groupies on the road. You going to divorce me? No. Okay, then we have an open relationship.
Is that what you're going to do with your wife?
Gonna do?
Oh, sorry.
Gonna do?
Oh, I didn't know it had got to that point yet.
Believe me. And also, I hope you understand there's an agreement when we hired you on here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does that just go for you and me? Or
it's unspoken.
I wasn't.
No, speak! Scratch my back. All right. I do think a lot of these guys. Look, the guy's a millionaire. He has a chateau in France and a beautiful place on the south of France, and he has 30 homes and beautiful cars. And Trudy can just sort of lump it. She's not walking away from that.
Right. He plays around, but you've told me on a number of occasions that you're lucky enough that Lynette isn't just your wife; she's also your best friend.
My best friend. She's my lover.
You're
lucky
enough. She's my best friend. She's my lover.
Yeah.
How long have you been together with Lynette, by the way?
Well, I was just coming on 10 years, I think. Yeah.
Because someone said to me the other day, they're like, Adam's married. He's gonna have kids. It doesn't seems like he's like the playboy.
Yeah. Well, that's me.
Like,
well, here's the thing. I'm the Sting of North Hollywood, and they used to call me that in high school. And the other thing is when you're humping your best friend, you don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? It seems weird. Yeah. What happened? I just rolled off of my best friend.
But like Sting, no sleep through the night. Love-making sessions.
19 and 20 hours.
Extend into daybreak.
Yeah. Like, it must be nice for Trudy's dad to watch her on Oprah with Sting. I'm pounding the bejesus out of your daughter for a fortnight. It's awesome. Fantastic. All right. We're supposed to talk about the red arrow problem, but we got off on Sting. Well, that's what happens when you bump in with the Eurythmics. Such natural math. We will get onto that. We have an attorney calling in, or a representative.
Yeah, the lawyer from Traffic Defenders is going to call in, and we're going to talk about how we can beat this.
All right. And
Fight the man.
Also news and sports, all that after this.
Hey, it's the Adam Carolla Show. Call Adam Carolla now, 866-901-80AM.
In a world controlled by bureaucrats.
Are the people in power interested? No. We're going to have to take it back.
One man.
These left turn arrows that are green and now turn to red, I ignore.
Will make an illegal left and stand up for what's right.
Drive through every goddamn left turn arrow.
And millions will stand with him.
I would like everyone in the city to do it, and then we'll clog the system.
From the producers of Braveheart and Passion of the Christ.
Are we lemmings? Do you need the man to tell you everything?
Adam Carolla in...
We have logic. We can think. Let's take this one back.
Broken Arrows. This film is not yet a film.
Yeah, powerful. I'll tell you, I get goosebumps when I hear that. Yeah, anyone who has been listening to the show for the last few days knows that I am trying to spearhead a grassroots campaign for everyone to ignore those left turn arrows. Not when the signal is red, when the signal is green and the arrow is red. And first things first, what is going on in all your people's minds that I'm the only one who's ever brought this up for the last 5 years and no one even knows what the F I'm talking about half the time? Are you all so brain dead? Are you all such zombies? Are you all such slaves to the man that you just sit there and obey? You just obey as if he just told you. What if they just put a red light in the middle of your entry hall? Would you just stop and walk in place until it turned green and then continue on into the kitchen? Or would you say, why is that there? Why do I have to stop? What's going on? Who put that there? And by the way, that wasn't there a month ago. Why is it there now? I've been going nuts with this thing for 5 years. And the part that drives me even further eventually I'm just going to come unraveled. I'm going to be like Lenny Bruce, and I'm going to be reading court transcripts on this show. I'd probably sound like David Lee Roth, actually. But I will be reading my court transcripts on this show for 9 hours a day, and eventually they'll drag me out of here, and whatever happened to Carolla. He had electroshock therapy, and it didn't go right. Now he just dribbles into something. The point is nobody else has a problem with this but me. I sit at the signal, the light turns green, the arrow turns red, no cars are coming. It's perfectly safe to turn left. Since the dawn of driving, 100 years ago, people turned left when it was safe to turn left. The red arrow, the 6-inch by 4-inch red thing that's off in the distance, does not make it inherently unsafe to turn just because somebody put something up there. That intersection has been there for 50 years. The arrow's been there for 5 minutes. Why is it dangerous all of a sudden? And people argue, oh, you turn into the... How can you... Ultimately, all you have is your own instinct and your own judgment, right? I mean, when you pull into your garage at night, what's to stop you from hitting the accelerator and driving right into the family room? Well, there's a wall there, and I apply the brake. But when you pull out of your driveway and there's traffic coming or kids crossing the street, what's to stop you from just hopping the curb and plowing through a mall like an old person? You have judgment. That's it. And when that's gone, that's gone. There's nothing we can do to control it. There's no arrow. There's no autopilot. There's no airbag big enough to protect society once judgment goes out the window. But I would like to trust our society. I would like to think they would turn when it was safe, that they don't need to be told when to do it. And how many man hours am I going to waste sitting there rotting, waiting to be T-boned by drunk driver or carjacked by gangbanger? Lee Rittenberg?
Hello.
Lawyer?
Hi.
How say you?
My guess is that you've always had trouble conforming.
No. No. I understand. I do understand why there are rules. I understand why when you go to the airport you have to get in line because terrorists are trying to blow up the plane, and I get in line. I don't understand why they're frisking an 80-year-old Sandy Duncan in front of me, but I do understand you got to get in line. And I do understand the red arrow on a hilltop, for instance, where you can't see the traffic coming over the peak and somebody could be speeding and T-bone you. I understand that. I'm talking about when I used to work in Culver City and I'd be on Venice Boulevard, and Venice Boulevard was like a landing strip. It was like a military landing strip, like 700,000 yards, straight line, no traffic. 2 a.m, and you're sitting there at an arrow, rotting, waiting for the signal to cycle completely. That I have a problem with. That is nothing but a waste of time, and I'm not standing for it. I'm not governed by the laws of man. I'm governed by the laws of, I was going to say God, but I'm changing that to the Ace Man.
Well, it sounds like you are obeying the spirit of the law, but you're probably not obeying the letter of the law if you're going through a red arrow.
No signal should. I'm sorry. No ticket should ever be given out for not obeying the letter of the law. Should only be the spirit. If there is one of those signs posted outside the Home Depot or outside the shopping mall that says no left turn out of the parking lot, but it's Sunday and it's midnight and there's zero traffic, and the only reason that sign is posted is so you don't clog up the parking lot waiting to turn left, trying to fight traffic, but there is no traffic and you turn left, you should never get a ticket for that. You should never, ever get a ticket for anything that was the spirit, but not the letter.
Right. Well, I've argued that in court, and it's not a winning argument most of the time. Red lights are for the purpose of when vehicles are approaching each other from different directions at the same time, and they're to try to prevent us from crashing into each other. Obviously.
Hold on, let me write that down. What a genius. You should be on the Supreme Court, Lee. You really should be.
Same thing with stop signs, by the way.
Hold on, what did you call that? Stop what? Okay, what shape would that be in so I recognize it next time? Oblong? Octagon. Okay, good. Keep going.
But, when it's late at night and there are people, there's nobody around, obviously if you've come to a complete stop, you can see clearly in all directions and you make the turn, you're not violating, in my opinion, the spirit of the law if you go through the light. But I don't think that would hold up in court.
Well, let me say this. How about this angle? How about the fact that in many other municipalities, neighboring municipalities such as Pasadena, they go from green to just a yield, just turn when it's safe? Why?
I think that's a good idea. Or a flashing red light so you could treat it like a stop sign at off-peak traffic hours.
There's no doubt these are brilliant ideas. Would they hold up in court?
Well, they're not going to hold up in court if the way the light is at the time you're at the intersection is a red arrow. If you can't make a suggestion in court and have the judge find you not guilty, you need to make it to your legislator.
Well, here's the other thing. Well, maybe the judge will have some dignity and realize that he doesn't have to hand down this ticket because you have the moral high ground.
Actually, I think judges are looking more for legal precedent, the legal high ground, more than the moral high ground most of the time. So I think if you're turning against a red arrow, once again, I think most of the time they're going to enforce the spirit of
Lee the lawyer.
Not the spirit.
Lee the lawyer. Let me ask you this one question then. You disagree with the law. You agree with Ace Carolla, yes?
Suicide by red arrow. That's what I say.
No. Listen. Don't be cute. This is serious business.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Are you man enough to spearhead the class action suit to make this law, to make this into law, this common sense?
No, not at all. I'm man enough to defend you on the ticket when and if you get one for going through a red arrow.
Well, I gotta tell everyone it has been 5 years of dutifully driving through red arrows and no ticket thus far, because as I've said many times, cops are looking for something and this doesn't look like anything. That's part of the reason why it should be legal. It doesn't look like you're doing anything. It doesn't look like you're doing anything different than what was going on at the last intersection where there was no arrow and you were left. It was left up to your judgment to turn left when it was safe.
By the way, if you ever are cited for going through a red arrow, or if any of your listeners are cited for going through a red arrow, you can win that ticket sometimes because often the officer will cite it under the normal red circular light statute, and you can't be convicted of going through a red arrow if you've been cited for going through a red circular. So that is look carefully how the ticket is cited if you're ever cited for going through a red arrow, because there's a specific
technicality,
specific section that is for a red arrow, and another section that's for a red circular.
Well, I would like everybody within the sound of my voice to do this, and then we'll just clog the system. Everyone do it, and then if on the off chance you get a ticket, you got to look for the cops first. But on the off chance you get a ticket, you fight it, and we'll just clog the system. It'll grind to a halt.
That's true. If I read somewhere that only about 1% of all people that get tickets fight them. Most of them send in the money. So if people fought their tickets and exercised their legal rights, we have a great country, right? It would clog the system up, and they probably have to dismiss an awful lot more of them.
Yeah, that's right. That's
1%?
right.
1%?
Oh, that's what I've heard. Yes.
But here's the thing, Lee the lawyer. This is going to be the Carolla Broken Arrows law, but maybe if you would be man enough and spearhead this, maybe it could be the Carolla Broken Arrows law, and it would have an asterisk next to it, and then when you went to the bottom of the page, it would say spearheaded by Lee the lawyer.
Well, I'm actually very androgynous, so I'm not sure that the angle of challenging my virility is going to help here.
Well, hold on a second. I'm not sure Lee's the right candidate for the job. Lee, I don't know if he's cut out of the right cloth.
I don't like the cut of his jib.
I'm not sure if he even has a jib.
Oh, I see. I think that's what he just admitted, basically.
He said he was androgynous. That is jibless.
Maybe he has both, a jib and something else.
I say you're jibless. How say you?
Well, if you need my help in court, I'm more than happy to give you my expertise.
Okay. All right.
Did you have you encountered these photo red lights, these camera lights?
Yes, I have.
How do you feel about Big Brother watching and in a neighborhood near you?
Well, I'll tell you what I think about it, Mrs. Doubtfire. Now I'm picturing Mrs. Doubtfire defending me in court.
Wait, let me make an adjustment.
No, you're out of order. Well, let me say this about that. I realize, well, first off, the city does a whole lot of stuff under the guise of we're saving lives, we're being safe. Meanwhile, it's just a big fundraising party. They're just trying to get money. They're just ringing their citizens. Here's what goes.
They're more about raising revenues than about public safety.
Of course they are. And why not? If you take a motorcycle cop and the average motorcycle cop is getting paid, $175, $200 a day, but this guy can write 35 tickets in a day, average cost 200 and whatever bucks. You do the math.
So you're saying it's a business.
And
do not kid yourself, my friend. It's a business.
Law enforcement is.
Yeah. Here's how you know. Here's how you know that it's a business too. How many meter maids, and yes, you guys are called meter maids. I'm sorry. You guys who write traffic tickets or the guys who write the parking tickets, you're not parking enforcement personnel. You're meter maids. Man or woman, you're meter maid.
There you go, questioning sexuality.
How many, sorry, I know it's a sore subject for you and especially your family. But the point is how many of those cars are roaming the streets? How many tickets do they write, and how many cars do they then go ahead and buy with the revenue that they've made? They're just feeding the system.
That's what I was going to say. I would love to see the stats on how profitable the police force is as compared to every other government-run organization, which always seems to not make any money.
Well, I'll tell you this. They started out with 8 intersections, and they've increased it to 16. So they wouldn't have done that unless they were making profit.
Safety, job one. And here's the thing. Whenever those things aren't calibrated correctly, what direction do you think they go in? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like when
a quick yellow.
Right, of course. And the other thing is I was driving down La Brea the other day, and I saw the signal, and it was one of those things where I normally would have safely just gone through, but I realized, no, wait, I don't want this. This thing could flash. It puts a moment of doubt in your head. I don't know. So I sort of stopped short. And I thought to myself, I wonder how many people stop short freaking out that they're going to get a ticket only to be plowed into by the rear of the person who was going for it because it was safe. No sooner did I think that thought sitting at the red than someone coming the other direction got rear-ended because they stopped short. Yes.
Oh, so safe. They saving lives every day.
Yes.
You can beat those tickets if you get one because the law says that there has to be a clear photo of both the driver's face and the license plate in the same photographic frame. And if there's not such a photo, then the person cannot be proven to be the driver of the vehicle at the moment the photograph was taken. The law also says that there have to be signs posted in all directions warning of the camera system, and sometimes they're not posted, or sometimes the officer won't testify that they're posted, and you can win that way. And finally, as to the photo red tickets, the law says that the government has to operate the system, not the company that provides the cameras. So if you can argue that it's the company that installed the cameras, installed the film, developed the film, repairs, maintains, calibrates the cameras, then you can make the argument that, as to your case, it hasn't been shown that the government is operating that system at all.
Well, also,
ticket.
You should just take off your front license plate.
Well, they have videos now, so they have front and back.
Oh, really? Because I got one going through, and I just had no front license plate, and I never got the ticket.
Right. Well, if it just has a camera, then you're okay if you don't have a front license plate. But if they have a video, you need front and back, or they'll still...
Here's all I'm saying about the hypocrisy of the city. They don't have enough money for schools. They don't have enough money for this. They don't have enough money for that. You see these things on 2020 where their NBC News is shipped... plutonium through downtown L.A., and there's nobody at the ports to stop it because they never have the manpower. We just don't have enough manpower. What are we going to do? We don't have enough manpower. How about you take some of the goddamn meter maids and send them over to the port? There's millions of these guys. And again, people always do this thing where they go like, oh, don't make fun of the meter maids. They're just doing their job. They signed up for it. If you pussies decided it would be a good idea to ruin people's days by driving a right-hand drive Chevette around all day and handing out tickets willy-nilly, you deserve everything you get. If you had a shred of dignity, you would have gone in with your father's sofa business or become a fireman or something. But no, you chose the easy way out, and you deserve as much crap as society will level at you.
Ace, I want to say this.
Yes.
I don't want you to listen for 1 second to the no you're getting from people like Leanne the lawyerette. I want you to... we must press on until we hear yes.
I agree. Yes. Speaking of press on, Lee, you wearing those press on nails?
If you're interested in fighting any of these tickets, I think I can help you. For example,
I like seeing a 3-piece suit, not a 1-piece. But you know what I mean when you show up to court?
I think you'd be pleased with my attire. But did you know that radar tickets are the easiest tickets to win? Have you ever got one of those speeding tickets?
Yes, I have.
Have you fought it?
Yes.
And did you win?
No.
Well, you may not have known that in any ticket involving radar or laser, the cop has to bring into court an engineering and traffic survey to justify...
They have to show it's calibrated.
No, we're talking about an engineering and traffic survey of the street to justify the posted speed limit in the area where you got your ticket. Now, if they don't bring in that survey, when radar or laser is used, you win under speed trap arguments. Number two, that survey has to be dated within the last 5 years, and if it isn't, you win. And even if they bring in that survey and it's dated properly, if the technical information in that survey doesn't justify the posted speed limit in the area where you got your ticket, then you win. And once again, the reason you're winning in all of those circumstances is that at law, it's considered a speed trap.
What kind of a lawyer gives out so much free advice?
One that needs money for a transitional operation. That's right. He wants to get new clients in. All right, Lee, if that is your name. we will. We thank you, by the way. This has been enlightening. Keep Lee on file. Yeah, put him in the pink file there.
He was terrific. Thanks,
He was
Lee.
awesome. Thank you, Lee. Point is everyone go ahead and fight your tickets. That's it. Ignore the left turn arrow. Fight it. Clog the system. Take a stand against the man. All right? All right. We will take a break. The great Robert Schimmel, the great stand-up comedian Robert Schimmel, is in the green room. He's yawning. He's just cracked his penis. And he's ready to come in. So we'll talk to him. We'll do some news. We'll do some sports. We'll figure it out. All that after this.
Hey, I'm listening to the Adam Carolla Show. Call Adam Carolla right now. 866-901-ADAM.
That's right. Robert Schimmel's in studio. The great stand-up Robert Schimmel. I was turned on to Robert about 10 years ago when we were talking about having him on Loveline, the radio show. Or maybe it was the TV show. I think it was a radio show. Somebody gave me his CD, and I listened to it on an airplane, sitting next to John Ritter on the way to Florida to shoot a pilot with John Ritter. Nicest guy in the world. And John was explaining to me that a book just came out that had him and some of his liaisons in it, and he was not happy about it. And I thought, well, that's a bitch. What could be worse than that? And it turns out there was. There was worse. And I love the guy. He was the friendliest guy in the world, the nicest guy. He was one of these guys. I don't want to bring the show down, but John, don't laugh at that, Robert. You know the way I meant it. It was one of these things where John Ritter came across as a really nice guy on all the shows and the sitcoms and the TV, and he was exactly that off the air. Super, super friendly, super personable. And Robert Schimmel is not that. But I heard, but he's still here, and I heard, so unfair, the universe, isn't it? And I heard when I was listening to his CD on the way, I thought, wow, this guy's a comedic genius, and immediately had him on the radio, and we've been thick as thieves ever since, Robert. Glad to have you on.
Nice to be on again.
Robert is going to be at the Improv in Irvine. The Irvine Improv, Thursday. That's today,
tonight.
Right? Yeah. January 19th through the... Oh, my God. You got to perform tonight?
Tonight.
Oh, see, show business. Up at the crack of dawn, all night in Irvine, making the kiddies laugh. All the way through the weekend, through Sunday. 2 shows, Friday and Saturday night. And Robert's... life, and he doesn't mind talking about it, has been a bit of a roller coaster ride. Tell us your story, because I'm always interested. It says here you were discovered by Rodney Dangerfield.
Right. Well, first I was married, living in Scottsdale, Arizona, managing a stereo store, and I came out to L.A. to visit my sister.
Did you guys get commission?
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
I know, now I have to stop you 8 syllables into your thing, but if you ever manage another stereo store, don't tell your guys, your 17-year-old pimple-face employees, to say, I got one of these babies at home, to the guys who are rich.
Yeah, those
it
are
makes us feel bad. I think I don't want that now.
Yeah, I had a friend that used to say, boy, you're buying my dream system. And it was...
I like that better than the pimple-face guy with the 4 roommates and has the stereo rack made out of milk crates and planks saying, I got one of these babies at home. And I'm like, well, what? I don't want to share anything you got. You have. I don't want anything you got. All right. So you're managing a stereo store.
Come out to visit my sister who was living in L.A. and took me to the Improv one night. And I had never been to a comedy club ever and had no desire of really doing stand-up. I liked making people laugh, but I never consciously said, I'm going to go to a comedy club and try it out. And she signed me up on amateur night on Melrose.
Somebody signed you up.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
So I was sitting in the audience with my sister, and Bud Friedman, who's the owner of the Improv, reached in a bucket, pulled out my name. It was on a piece of paper there, and you got 2 minutes on stage, and he had an egg timer that he put on a bar stool, and when that went off, you had to say goodnight, whether you were done with your material or not.
But at least you had Bud Freeman do that. When I did it, I had like Shecky Bitterman do it. Don't tell stories, tell jokes. Okay, be funny. Let's go. When I hit you with the flashlight, you get off stage or you will physically be hit with a flashlight.
Yeah, they're pretty strict about the 2 minutes. And I didn't have any material. I mean, because I wasn't prepared. And, so I just said, look, I'm not really a comic. And my sister signed me up, and she thinks I'm funny. And I'm really a stereo salesman, and people started laughing, and they thought that was my hook, that I was a salesman, and these, I'm going to tell stereo jokes, and
tell us a stereo joke.
Give us a stereo
joke. What's a stereo joke?
What's a stereo joke?
Yeah.
Well, we used to sell there's a speaker company called Klipsch, and you've heard of Klipsch horns?
Yeah. Is it German or something?
Yeah, and so stores that sold B&O didn't sell them. They competed against each other.
That's awesome stuff. Robert Schimmel's going to be at the Irvine Improv. I don't know if the stuff's going to be this fresh, but he's going to be there all weekend. It's awesome stuff.
No,
Thanks for coming by, Rob.
Sure. They would do stuff like that. So when somebody'd say, do you sell clips? No, we don't. And they'd go, well, I heard they're really good. And you'd say, oh, they're terrific. If you want everything to sound like this. And they'd go, yeah, they do sound like that. And they wouldn't buy them. It was unbelievable. Thank you very much.
And then the salesman said, no, that's what I call a woofer.
Yeah. So he says, call in for spots, and you can work here whenever you want. I go home, I quit my job.
What
tell my
year
wife,
was this?
That was 1988.
Wow, during the height of the whole comedy thing.
Yeah, and
that was it.
Told my wife, that's it, we're selling the house, put everything in a U-Haul, quit my job. We drove to L.A., got off the Hollywood freeway on the Melrose exit because I was going to show her the Improv where I was going to be working, and it burnt down the night before we got here.
Did you guys have a nest egg? It's like Lost in America.
No.
Wow. And it really burnt down before?
Really burnt down, and Bud was standing out in the street, and it was still smoldering, and my wife was crying, and she said, oh, no. And I said, don't worry, I'm sure they have insurance. And she said, who cares about them? And we crashed with my sister for a while until I got a job at a stereo store here in Los Angeles. And then I was selling stereo equipment. I actually sold one to Steve Martin, and I was installing stereo equipment at his house and running speaker wires from his living room to his den and his bedroom, and he was there.
Wow.
And I said, I do comedy too. And he said, yeah, that's why you're installing my stereo. And then I...
Nice.
Stay away from the can!
Wow.
Like a real
I've been in this
idiot
town my whole life, not seen Bud Freeman or Steve Martin.
Really?
How does that work? You're here for 5 minutes, you're hanging with Bud and Steve.
Yeah.
And how did the Rodney Dangerfield
Rodney saw me outside of the Comedy Store one night. I did a show, and I got out.
Was on fire? Or?
And, yeah.
So you're like that kid from The Wishes Things into the Cornfield. You're one of the children of the corn, I think.
Yeah. Or what's her name?
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore in that movie
Yeah.
Firestarter,
Yeah.
which wound up being a question in Trivial Pursuit, which was, what's the worst movie George C. Scott was ever in? And I was at the Comedy Store, got off, and Gallagher was berating me outside of the Comedy Store in front of these other comics, saying that you can't get anywhere doing my kind of material, and who wants to hear about going to the bathroom and masturbating and stuff like that. And
who doesn't?
Yeah.
And Rodney came over just then and said, hey, kid, I think you're really funny, and I want you to be on my next HBO special. I'm shooting it next week in New York, and it's going to be you and Dom Herrera and Andrew Dice Clay and Carol Leifer and Lenny Clark, and putting this whole big thing together. It couldn't happen like at a better moment. And I went to dinner with him that night at the Beverly Hilton Hotel on Beverly and, Wilshire and Santa Monica there. And we come out after dinner, and Rodney's standing there talking to me, and Merv Griffin's standing outside because he owns the hotel. And he came over and he said, hey, Rodney, how you doing? And Rodney said, okay, Merv, everything's all right, huh? And as soon as Merv turns to walk away, Rodney goes, big fag.
And then the building caught on fire?
And then the building caught on fire, and Rodney. And
wow.
Yeah.
And how about Richard Pryor setting himself on fire? Were you there for that?
We had just pulled up when that happened.
Your wife asked if he had insurance.
Yeah. I said, I got a movie deal with Richard Pryor. You're not going to believe it. I'm going to be...
All right. Well, let's not hang out.
Yeah.
I'll not have you by. Now, Rodney Dangerfield, see, here's the thing I have to sort of fix in my mind about Rodney Dangerfield. I met him a couple of times. He came on Loveline, the TV show on MTV, a couple of times, and I found him to be a horrendous person. Oh, really? He showed up. First off, his last, and we should all take a page from his book, which is F It. The last 10 years of my life, I'm wearing a bathrobe and I'm blowing spleef, and if you don't like it, go F yourself.
Yeah.
Why
was
for the last 10 years? Why not?
Well, the problem is you start pulling that stuff in your 30s, you get arrested, you get divorced, your kids hate you, things get taken away, you can't have a livelihood. You have to sort of save that for the end. If you're going to curse out the principal, do it the last day of school.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it your sophomore year. Yeah, that's Rodney's thing was, I'm done putting on pants. I'm done pretending like I care. I'm done. So when he did
live for today.
When he did, yeah, look, you got your looks to fall back on. We got nothing. We could fall on your looks. That would be nice for an evening, but eventually we have to make money, and we can't tell the man what he can do with himself all the time. Rodney got to that point where he was a legend. He had enough FU money in the bank, and he just didn't care. And I found him to be a little bit abrasive. Let's put it that way. I'm trying to be
What
respectful.
happened?
Everyone loves him, though. They treat him. They treat him like he's a legend. And evidently,
back to school.
there's not a comedian. There's nobody he didn't get started in the business.
No, it's true. He did more for other comics than anybody else I could think of.
There's not a person under 150 that doesn't say Rodney Dangerfield didn't get me started, didn't give me my first break, and they're forever indebted to him.
But here's
yes.
something disconcerting. You know, Robert, anyone he comes in contact with apparently ignites into flame, but any celebrity you come in contact with dies. John Ritter, Dangerfield, this is an ugly trend.
That's very true. Even what's his name from In Excess, Michael Hutchins.
You met him too?
I swear to God, he was on Loveline 2 days before he died, and so was the guy from News Radio who went to with Andy Dick to Vegas. He was on literally 14 hours before he killed himself.
Phil Hartman?
No, not no. The other maybe it wasn't News Radio. Who was on with Andy Dick, and they went to Vegas.
Carolla,
it was about 5 years ago.
Brooke Shields' show.
Yeah,
that cruddy sitcom.
Caroline in the radio. News in the city or whatever, one of those forgettable whatevers. He went to Vegas and basically OD'd 12 hours later.
Suddenly Susan.
Suddenly Susan.
Wow.
Yes, he was suddenly dead.
Did you meet Phil
after he came
Hartman
on
too?
Loveline.
Did you meet? Did you kill
Hartman?
Phil?
I killed myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to leave anything up to chance.
Well, we'd make some dynamic duo.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
We come walking down the street, everybody's going to run.
Yeah. Where's your hood and sickle?
Oh my! It's so true.
Yeah.
You play death on Family Guy, but you are.
I really am the Grim Reaper.
That's so creepy.
Yeah. Watch your step, Missy.
I feel like I have to now.
Watch your step,
I'm
or
afraid.
I'll give you the stink eye, which is not on my head. I'll show it to you later. We'll take ourselves a break. Robert Schimmel in studio. More stories of death and destruction after this.
Boom.
You're listening to the Adam Carolla Show. He's so hot.
Yes, he is. Phone number 866-901-ADAM. Robert Schimmel is here, the great stand-up comedian Robert Schimmel. He's going to be at the Irvine Improv tonight through Sunday. 2 shows, Friday, Saturday. Also, you can get his new CD, Resurrection, which is out as we speak, and look for his DVD, Unprotected, as seen on HBO. We were, so much to talk about with Robert. Just finished chemo. Yes?
Yeah. I had, then, when I did that CD, I had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I was stage 3, and I was too late for radiation. I could only get chemo, and they told me if my treatment didn't work, I had about 6 months to live. If it did, I had a 49% chance of going 2 years without it coming back, and that was 5 years ago, December 12th.
Wow.
So
they had to give you 49. They couldn't give you 50, huh? You know what I mean? Couldn't just give you 50? 49. You know what I mean? I don't like that. Robert was
51 would be good.
Talking to us. Hope. Yeah, during although as we've learned, as I've figured out the math here with our super booker Mike August, if there's a 50-50 chance of Quentin Tarantino showing up, start looking at headstones because he ain't making it in. It's funny. I mean, if the doctor gives you a 50-50 chance, maybe it is an actual coin toss, or maybe it's 70-30. But if somebody says there's a 50-50 chance of a celebrity showing up for your radio show, he'll not be here.
Well, I always think the doctor's telling your parents, look, he's got like a 3%, but why tell him that? Just say 49 and, let him have some fun for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, where did
they
get the
You say 3
math?
and then he's finished now.
Blow a little sunshine if you're a doctor. Let's not be the Grim Reaper like we talked about earlier. And by the way, I don't want you to level with me if you're the doctor. I want to be dead, not even know I'm dead. I want to be like one of those ghosts who still thinks he's living. And I'm certainly not going to be one of those ghosts with the unfinished business.
Yeah.
Why is he still in the house? Because he never She's still wearing her wedding dress.
That's right.
I'll be gone. But honey, if you're listening, if something happens to me, I'll not have any unfinished business. And if I do, it'll just be a ghost who's watching TiVo and masturbating. He had unfinished business here on the planet.
I know. It's kind of weird when you're in the hospital and they're asking if you believe in, the hereafter and stuff like that. It's like, why do I have to answer that today? I mean, what do you know that I don't know?
Well, they want to know whether to get you a priest or a rabbi. Yeah, and what?
And you have to sign a living will and this whole thing, and and it's like the A or B choice on it. It's like A, I want to be kept alive, no matter what you have to do and what cost, or B, if my family thinks I'm suffering, then to end it right away. Well, I was going through a divorce at the time, and my wife would have pulled the plug on a root canal.
Right.
And she didn't want to have me in there.
Yeah. Now, are you back with her?
No.
I heard the story was, tell me if this is bad or not as bad as it should be. You were with your wife, then you dumped your wife and you got with like a babysitter or something.
No, it wasn't a babysitter.
Nanny, whatever.
The Jude Law of comedy.
Yeah.
She was my daughter's best friend.
Better.
How old was your daughter?
Well, she was 9 at the time, but she hung out. She hung out with 4th graders, so she ran with an older group.
Oh.
Yeah.
She was 25 at the time.
Smart.
She just turned 30, and I turned 56 Monday.
There is a certain strategy to a man in a man's life to having a daughter at the right time. You want your daughter hitting 19 about the time you're hitting 49, so she can start bringing her college friends around. About the time you've started making money and are burnt out on the old lady. Sure, let them swim. Come on, we'll have a swim party.
That is something. It's just something when your daughter's friends are going, gee, you're really funny, Mr. Schimmel. Really? Where do you get all your material from? Wow.
I'll show you.
You'll hear about it tomorrow night on the show.
It's in the pool house. Let me show you.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
Are you still with the daughter friend?
We're married and have 2 children.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's eyeballing her daughter's friends now.
Yeah.
A whole new generation of daughter's friends are coming up.
By the way, I just want to say I listened to the show yesterday, and I never heard the word "gunt" used so many times on the radio.
Sad.
I was just waiting for the show to go off the air.
Well, Tad, if you'd like the show, Mr. Schimmel, you're...
Did it really exist?
Well, it's technically called a panis, but that's what it is. Yeah, very sad.
Yeah, because I went home yesterday and I tried to tell my 2.5-year-old, show him where his mother's gunt was, and caused a real uproar.
We're running late for break again.
I knew that would do it.
Robert, you're going to hang. You'll hang with us.
Sure.
Will you, right? Robert Schimmel is here. He's going to be at the Improv in Irvine coming up. Today through the weekend. We got calls for him. We got news. We got sports. So much show. We have a folk singer who's going to sing a lovely song that if he can figure out something that rhymes with gunt. And we'll be right back after this.
You're listening to the new Adam Carolla show. Call Adam now. 866-901 ADAM. The Adam Carolla show.
All crazy people can sort of rap, just like all Mexicans can whistle loud. You know? Not a Mexican alive. And you think it's a novelty until a truck is backing up and you're in the way, and all of a sudden Oswaldo comes flying in with they're not a white guy or a Jew in the world that can do that thing where he takes his forefinger and his thumb and, but Mexican, not one born that can't just pow. It's amazing. It should be taught. It should be, I don't even know why I'm talking about this. Robert Schimmel's here. But, as a parent, you should teach your kid how to swim. So if they fall in the neighbor's pool, they don't drown. And there's a few things you should learn for safety. Everyone should learn that super high-pitched whistle. It's not just for cheering on your favorite team. Once in a while, there's that thing where the car's backing down and it's going right into the parked car. There's a kid on a big wheel and the guy doesn't know it. And you're, as a white guy, just fly, hey! But the Mexican... Pow! Person stops. Gets everyone's attention. Robert, how say you?
Yeah, no, I'm with you all the way.
Can you whistle?
Not really.
See, the Jews can't whistle.
No.
Yeah. See, there's
we
something
don't have
we
to.
can
We
learn.
just go, taxi.
don't have to do the thing. Yeah, they stop for you. We are, Robert Schimmel is here. He's going to be at the Irvine Improv. That is tonight through Sunday. 2 shows, Friday and Saturday. And if you've not seen Robert do stand-up, it is amazing. Please, he's the stand-up. I added a third one.
Yeah, that's what they say. I'm the stand-up, which basically means...
no TV show.
No TV show.
That's how...
Stand-ups don't pay to see other stand-ups.
That's code for has to do stand-up in front of people that aren't stand-up, so they don't appreciate him. All right, and now, someone who is getting paid on the news, the great Rachel Perry.
Robert Schimmel is now getting added to my list of things I think are funny.
Yeah, put him on your list of things and guys to do.
Okay.
Okay.
The woman who received a face transplant, taken up smoking again. Doctors fear it may interfere with healing and cause tissue rejection.
Yeah. When it takes 2 hands to smoke, it's always a bad sign. When you have to, hold part of your mouth shut and do other things, hold part of your face on, it means it's time to put the butts down. How does that work? Because I made a career out of making fun of the movie Face Off for many years, saying that this is impossible. Travolta looks nothing like Cage. His wife would never accept him as a substitute. And yet, someone has now then replaced someone's face with another face.
Yeah.
What's the story with your face, son?
What happened to the old face? Was that the one who got their face chewed off by their dog or something?
I think so. I got bit in the face by a dog when I was a kid.
Wow, is that what happened?
I never wanted
you were
to
grotesque,
make mention
baby.
of it.
I didn't want to say anything,
Yes.
but you're making me sick.
Yeah.
I can't look at you.
I'll go get it. Come over here and touch me, and I'll just keel over and die.
I'm frightened. I'm trying to focus on your personality so I don't vomit. But what happened? What kind of dog?
Who? My dog? The dog that bit
your
me?
dog. Yeah.
I was
Bajan Frise.
It was a mini collie. Miniature collie.
I
know it's embarrassing, but I was small at the time too. I was a mini human, so
that's great.
It was
that was my
actually,
dream last night. That's insane.
What?
I had a dream that a dog was biting my face off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the transplant.
I smell smoke.
And
So this woman, I think, got her face bitten off by a dog, or she passed out and the dog had eaten her face or chewed off her face. Is that the story? And here's the thing, that people always feel like they have to protect the dogs. The dog was just trying to wake her up. Really?
Yeah.
Really? How about you lick her instead of devour her face?
Yeah.
Maybe it was a bad dog.
No one ever blames the animals.
Yeah, I know. It's always they're trying to signal, just trying to, whenever a dog goes bad, even when a rhino goes bad or a grizzly goes bad, it's always they feared for their life.
Yeah.
Why didn't they run then? Really? They had to dismember
the
you because they were
grizzly
scared?
Felt threatened.
He felt threatened. Yeah. Why? Because I was camping?
I know. Even with Siegfried and Roy, when that happened, I remember on the news they said that no, the tiger wasn't attacking Roy. He thought he was having a stroke, and he was dragging the body off to safety.
Right.
But the tiger's a neurologist.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, looks like Roy's having a stroke. Maybe I'll bite his head off.
Yeah, you should collapse someone's windpipe when you think they may have a stroke. It's right in the EMT handbook.
That's right. It lowers your blood pressure.
George?
Yes.
Do you know what happened with this dog in this person's face?
Yeah, she had overdosed. She tried to commit suicide with a bunch of pills. The dog was actually trying to revive her. It's a lab.
Mouth to mouth?
By eating her face?
Somehow the dog figured out something was happening with her mouth or something, and for the dog's logic, the dog loved his mistress and was trying to revive her. That's the French story.
Okay.
Okay, so she wanted to die. Then a dog ate her face off. They got her back to life. She's disfigured. They replace her face. Now she's trying to kill herself again with smoking.
Yes.
Slowly.
Yes. Hey, look, same thing happened to my grandfather.
That's a good thing she didn't try and kill herself with some poison douche.
Yeah. Well, the dog probably would have preferred it.
I just got that.
Poison douche. I don't even know if they sell that anymore. I remember my mom
You don't
had
know my
it, but
ex-wife.
Oh, really? Is that her nickname in college?
Yeah.
Tough sorority. All right.
Arabic language TV network Al Jazeera is running a new tape of Osama bin Laden. I find that weird because new releases.
It is crazy. Yeah, they usually drop on Tuesday. Yeah. It's tough. Someone's got to get Al Jazeera on the same page.
Yeah.
Is Scantron.
But we actually have a clip of it right here.
Greetings, my Muslim brothers. Continue fighting the righteous jihad against the infidels.
And American dogs, the streets will soon run red with the blood of your leaders.
Wow, it's weird because when you see him, I think it seems different, but when you just hear it isolated, it doesn't sound as
His English has gotten
imposing.
to be pretty good.
Yeah. Maybe he's got some of those Berlitz tapes in his cave. He's really not dead yet. He's really not buried under something. I mean, I always had this thing where, well, he's on the run. First off, he was in horrible health.
Yeah, wasn't he
Schimmel,
like on-
Schimmel almost died, and he's just living in Arizona. This guy's living in a cave with no medical attention.
I thought he needed a kidney transplant or something. Wasn't he running around
His
with
dog
a
ate his
dialysis
kidney
machine?
trying to wake
That's
it up.
right.
It was a good dog. It just the kidney had fallen asleep. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like they were saying, we give this guy 3 weeks in the wilderness before he goes, and I just figured, well, he died 2 years ago, and they're making him into a martyr. They're going to bury him, burned his body. You'll never find it, and his legend will go on instead of having it dragged through the streets. But evidently,
Like, what's his face from the you brought it up earlier? Sosa. He's the Sammy Sosa of
I was thinking Kaiser Sosa. Yeah, I was
Kaiser
thinking.
Sosa.
I think
Sammy Sosa.
a little different reference. Yeah. No, I think Eddie and the Cruisers is a better reference.
Sammy Sosa.
Please, she's new.
Holy shit.
It's temporary.
She was bitten by a dog when she was a child. You have to forgive her.
All right.
Oh, God.
This is weird and creepy, but it half and half turns out okay. I'm not sure if Adam was hanging out in Hawaii the other day, but a teenage girl called 911 as she tried to escape from a car that was sinking in the harbor of the Waikiki Yacht Club. A passerby, Petty Officer First Class Larry Cummins, jumped into the water and pulled her to safety, but we actually have a clip of the 911 tape.
Of her calling from inside the car?
It's creepy.
Wow.
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what is your problem? What is happening?
I'm in the car and I can't open the door and the water's coming in and we're sinking. No, I don't want to drown.
Wow. Talk about a sense of entitlement. You know what I mean? I'm in a mire. It's sinking. Come do something about it. Really? In the next 40 seconds, we're supposed to get a dispatch out there? Is that's going to work? What did she think was going to go on?
That's petrifying, though, because Mike Lynch was saying, like, his wife-to-be's worst fear is, like, drowning in a car and you can't get out. It's terrible, that idea. And then it's so real with the call. And
Well, was she driving the car, did you say? Or was she just a kid who was in the car?
This is why it gets all, like, sort of sad, is her grandfather was driving the car and he didn't actually get saved, but she got saved.
Wow.
He hit 2 cars trying to back out of a parking spot, and then it launched the car into the water.
Right. Well,
And
he's
then-
just old guy.
But a hero jumped in the water and dragged
got her out of the car.
Yeah.
How old was she? Does anyone know? I mean, was she 7 or was she 13? Teenage. Wow. That's why I always keep that life hammer that I bought at the Sky Mall
Yes.
under my car seat. It's a hammer that breaks your windshield so you can swim to safety, because I go into a body of water in a vehicle
That's right.
about 3 times a year.
That's right. And in case the water's not rushing in fast enough, you could bust the windshield and really fill up.
My last thought, I know if I did ever get that life hammer, my last thought would be, why did my wife put it in the goddamn trunk before I left? The one piece of business, if I live, I'm going to do is kill her. Most people think about things they'd like to do that has to do with them living. I'm going to skydive. I'm going to hug my kids. I would think of people I had to kill. That would be my thing.
American Idol, hugest audience for the premiere ever. 35.4 million people watched the premiere the other night. Last night, oh boy. Paula, this is who Paula thinks that everybody's going to fall in love with. This guy, Ace. He's stealing. Not only is he stealing your name, he's wrecking your image by using it, because I would describe him as a douchebag.
Wow.
So I want you to hear this guy.
I wanna know whoever told you I was letting go, the only joy that I have ever known.
What happened to guys who sung like dudes, by the way? Cara mia amor, must we say goodbye? You know, what happened to that guy? Now every guy's that Justin Timberlake-y, kind of breathy, kind of urban-y thing. What happened?
Justin Timberlake's right, but this guy is just so, like, so pretty. I'm going to just steal your heart.
But why are dudes getting all breathy and fey?
There was a guy. This guy, usually I hate the rockers that go on American Idol, drives me insane. I'm like, you guys are total. Where's your credibility?
Yeah.
You're losing it all. Well, my heart opened up to this guy, Chris Daughtry, last night. He's a singer.
The cowboy guy?
No, but that was hilarious, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was, I was peeing my pants when I saw that. But this guy, he's got my
It's
vote.
a nice reaction to have.
Chris
Give me a
Daughtry.
ticket for an airplane. Well, I ain't got time to catch no fast train. Oh, the lonely days are gone. I'm coming home. Oh, my baby, she wrote me a letter.
It's just white guys trying to sound black. All the breath. Play a little Carmia. Do you have that? I'll tell you. This is a little Jay and the Americans. I'll tell you, when I have a couple of highballs and bust this out in the karaoke, there's not a dry eye or ass in the house. This is when men sung. There was a difference, by the way. I blame Michael Jackson for bridging the audible between males and females, but guys could sing and they sung like men, and women swooned when they did. All right, here we go. Kids are loving this.
Are you going to sing along?
I'll be your love till the end. I'm marching when I'm singing. I do a march. I don't move. I do it in place.
Continue to sing me out of the news.
I may go to...
Keep going.
I'll go into the robot at a certain point. Not yet.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
we're hanging out until he hits the high note. He hits the high note in a second.
Continue.
I think this is...
Whale. Come on, give her, Adam. You know you want to. You know you want to.
I'll be your love till the end.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's the news for now. I'm Rachel Perry.
Yeah.
It's time for Dave Damashek's #1 sports. #1 sports. Do it, Dave.
NBA last night. Suddenly, red-hot Trailblazers dumped Toronto for their 4th straight win. In L.A., Suns knocked off the Clips. Nuggets win the battle of LeBron versus Melo in Denver. And in Chicago, Knickerbockers... Antonio Daniels made like Ron Artest and jumped into the stands. Guess he saw some drunk buffoon put his hand on his wife. Fortunately for him and the drunk buffoon, nothing terrible went down. Unfortunately, of course, for the rest of us watching safely from our homes. Would have been fun to see.
Yeah.
College ball last night. All 3 of the nation's undefeated teams, Duke, Florida, and Pitt, stayed that way with wins. Pac-10 UCLA smoked next-door neighbor USC over in Westwood. Ronny Turioff, the kid from Gonzaga who had open-heart surgery a few months ago, just signed with the Lakers. He's back practicing with the team. Inspirational story for all you kids out there who've had open-heart surgery.
His dog ate one of his heart valves. He was trying to wake it up. He was just trying to do it. You know what? He's more scared of you than you are of him. Yeah. That's why he's eating you.
All those head coaching jobs that opened up after the regular season.
Nothing personal. The shark didn't have any malice in his heart when he ate the surfer. He was threatened. He felt threatened. and by the way, thought you were a seal. Yeah. He felt threatened by a seal? Don't worry about it.
Jets and Saints already introduced their new head guys earlier this week. Now, the Rams are reportedly going to hire Dolphins offensive coordinator Scott Linehan. The Lions are looking at Tampa Bay defensive line coach Rod Marinelli. Just a few more days till the NFL championship games are played. Of course, you've got Carolina going to Seattle, where Mike Holmgren, head coach, says that Sean Locklear, who was arrested earlier in the week for trying to choke his lady friend, is going to play. Terrific news.
Sure. Got to have principles.
And then there's another game that's going to be played.
What's that?
What game's that? It's another playoff game?
It takes place a mile high, where it belongs. The Denver Broncos host a team by the name of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Never heard of them.
Now, as it turns out, I forget who I say things to. I'm a Steeler fan. I'm rooting for the Steelers to go all the way this year.
Are you?
Yeah, and listen, maybe I'm biased, but I feel this way. I mean, have you heard what the Broncos are saying about the Steelers? Zero respect
No
for
respect.
them. No respect.
No respect.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Listen to Jake Plummer, the QB of the Broncos. Listen to how he disparages the Steelers.
They're playing at a high level, like I said, and I haven't studied every single one of their blitzes yet. They're smart, very, very smart group, and they're going to time your cadence up. They're going to time some things out, be in the right spot, and they got a very heady defense that can get in the right lanes, and they've been doing a very good job of blitzing and causing some problems.
Do you hear that?
That's an attack.
I mean, that's bulletin board material.
Yeah.
You don't put the team down. Then this is Coach Mike
That
Shanahan.
is an attack. That
I
is
think they're
nothing
taking
short
their
of it.
cues.
Those are fighting words.
Listen to this.
Well, you got to be very careful. They're very well coached. They know what they're doing. They've been consistent all year round. They've been great against the rush, number 1 in the NFL. Number 2, yards given up per play.
You hear
6
that?
in
Number
sacks.
2, not number
There's
1.
a big respect level there because not only have they done it this year, but they've been doing it every year for the last 5 years.
You should be outraged.
I mean, what kind of thing is that? Just pot shots, broadside, digs at this team.
I'll tell you.
Now I hope the Steelers will use this to inspire them.
You make them eat their words.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I think that's outrageous.
Yeah.
Dave Damashek's #1 sports.
Yeah, number 1. Robert Schimmel is here. Irvine Improv is where you can find him tonight through Sunday. 2 shows on Friday and Saturday. Robert, I like you so much. Can you stay for one more break?
Sure.
We're going to do a little folk singing as well. Do we have our folk singer ready?
Yes, we do.
This is awesome stuff. Somebody wants Schimmel tickets, by the way. Let me just check out. Josh?
Hey, what's going on?
You a Schimmel fan?
Oh, I'm a huge Schimmel fan.
You want tickets to the show?
Yes, I do.
No can do. I just like the way no can do sounds rhythmically.
How say you?
I say no can do.
Yeah, it sounds good, but I'd rather have the tickets.
Yeah. It's not nearly as rhythmic as okay. Yeah. Or you know what I mean. What about it, Robert? Can you help this guy out?
Sure.
Can you give him some love?
Right on.
Sure.
Can we put you on hold, Josh?
Sweet.
All right. Well, Robert, I'll see you then. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with some folk singing and Robert Schimmel and you after this.
It's the Adam Carolla Show. Call Adam Carolla now. 1-866-901-ADAM. That's 1-866-901-ADAM. It's the Adam Carolla Show. You better call. This is MG. We got to go. Call the Adam Carolla Show now.
Thank you. Robert Schimmel in studio. Robert can be found at the Irvine Improv tonight, Thursday through Sunday, 2 shows. Friday and Saturday. If it hasn't burnt down by Friday, you can go over the weekend and watch that. Actually, Robert was telling us, we were talking about Rodney Dangerfield a little bit earlier. Robert was telling us that he was actually there when Rodney burnt his eyeballs in the steam room at the
Caesar's Palace.
And then got into a little lawsuit.
Yeah. And he won the lawsuit, too. Yeah, he walked off stage. He said he came out, they announced him, and he said, I'm not going to do the show for these people, so ask for your money back, and if you paid the maitre d's extra, get their money back, too, and walked off.
Wow.
And then they sued him, and he countersued them and won. And it was the headlines of the Las Vegas Review-Journal. It said, Rodney finally gets respect.
Rodney had weird eyeballs.
Yeah.
Which protruded as if he was one of those rubber dolls and someone was applying pressure to his gut. just enough. And they were really glassy. Maybe that was because of the kilo of weed he smoked every morning. But he had super big, glassy eyes. And they were weird. They almost had a protective film over them, like certain animals.
He used to smoke pot in the steam room. I don't know, and he thought he was being healthy by being in the steam room.
Sure.
The first time he came to see me live, I was at this place called Governor's in Long Island, and he popped in without telling me. And I'm on stage, and the waitress hands me this note and says, Rodney's here. And I said, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest in the audience, Rodney Dangerfield. He came up on stage, did like 5 minutes. The place goes absolutely nuts. And at the end, the owner pays me, and gives me like a $500 bonus. And I said, what's this? And he said, hey, Rodney came in here tonight, and I can't buy this kind of advertising. And, people are going to tell all their friends Rodney was there and this whole thing. So I get in the car with Rodney after because we're going to have dinner. And Rodney turns to me and says, so how much did we make tonight?
Wow.
And I said, what do you mean? And he goes, I know you got something extra because I was in then
Wow.
He said, what'd you get?
Did
like
he want any of it?
$400? I said, $500. And he goes, give me half. And I had to give him half the money. And then we went to dinner, and I had paid for the dinner with my half.
But a great man.
Yeah.
But a great man.
He was.
He'll be missed. He got everyone started.
Do you know what it says on his headstone?
No.
Oh, you don't? He's buried in Westwood in the cemetery there. It says, there goes the neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah.
That is
awesome.
funny. That's good. I got to tell you that.
What do you think are you gonna put on your gravestone?
I'm gonna actually physically take his. Put it over my grave. Wow, Rodney James, he was funny. Because that's what I want to hear people saying when they're standing over me. Wow, that guy was a funny guy. So sad. Yeah.
Different than Errol Flynn, who says, sit here. But,
yeah. And he got Shakespeare's start as a writer. He got everyone started in the business. Yeah. Speaking of getting starts in the business, part of the work we want to do on the show is giving bona fide talent a place to ply their trade. I like music, not the techno crap you hear on the traffic report, but I like my music a little folksier. I was at McCabe's over the weekend, little guitar shop in Santa Monica. And there's a guy doing an acoustic set, a guy by the name of Josh Gardner. Josh?
Hey, Adam.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Josh is a great songwriter, sort of, I don't know, in the vein of maybe a John Hyatt or a Gordon Lightfoot or a Jim Croce type. But old school, I guess. I don't know how you would describe your music.
Nick Drake, maybe?
Yeah, to be a newer reference. How would you describe your music?
Kind of folksy, little Nick Drake. Mm-hmm. I like him, but Dylan, you always go back to. That's
right.
That's really
He's the benchmark.
That's the benchmark for every folk singer. But
a guy sort of sings. A guy sings from the heart. And a guy who's I just thought this guy deserves an audience. And there was 50-something people at McCabe's, and I thought that's not big enough. And, unlike, these labels that have their machines with their packaging and their sweetening and their in-studio musicians and everything, here's a guy who's the real deal. Here's a guy who can really bring it. And I thought, come on to the show. I invited Josh on, and I just thought... he sings from the heart. So here's your chance. And hopefully there are people listening who can do something with your career.
Well, yeah, you just throw enough mud at the wall and hope something
sticks. Right.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you have for us? You got to do a song
this
for us?
This is an original.
Okay.
I'll just kick it off here.
Mm-hmm.
Wipe that smile away, my little lady. Turn that silly grin upside down. We'll all lament the day, my little lady, when Mr. Stinkfinger came to town. I knew that he kinda looked a little shady. Both his middle fingers were stained brown. But the women all were squealing like Ned Beatty when Mr. Stinkfinger came to town. You fingered all our ladies, you Randy son of a whore. More than a finger awaits your back door. For all I care, he's fingering monkeys in Haiti. As long as he never comes back around. But you smile when you recall my little lady. When Mr. Stinkfinger came to town. When Mr. Stinkfinger came to town. When Mr. Stinkfinger came to town.
Wow.
Oh, thank you. That feels great.
Powerful stuff.
That's an original.
I've been waiting my whole life to do that.
Music with a message.
It's called Mr. Stinkfinger for people.
Oh, it
that
is. Okay.
Tracking this stuff.
Okay.
I know Mr. Stinkfinger. He works the salad line over at Houston's on 2nd Street and Promenade.
Wow. Strong stuff. You know, that's the whole thing with music today. It's just a bunch of guys singing about their ladies and whatnot. This stuff really grabs your heart by the lapels and shakes it.
It's not something you could sing along to almost, you know?
It really
It's nice.
is.
Yeah, and you don't need a rhyming dictionary.
Yeah. Do you, it's great stuff, by the way.
Yeah, I write all my own stuff.
Original. Do you have something else for us?
Yeah. Do you want to? Should we do it now, or do you want to go to break?
Oh,
Wow,
yeah,
he's
we're running
running the
late.
show now.
Wow, this guy.
All right, Josh. That was my card.
Not only an amazing acoustic artist, but also knows radio. He knows the clock.
Better producer than Brusca.
Yeah, we will take ourselves a break. If you like the music, hey, if you like what you're hearing, I know we do. Call in, tell us about it. We'll have another song from Josh. Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Looking forward to it. Robert Schimmel here. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to the Adam Carolla Show. Call Adam now at 866-901-ADAM.
That's right, 866-901-ADAM. Wow. I'm smelling shrimp scampi in here. Who farted? What's going on? Does anyone get that serious garlic smell? Someone's being piped in. It's like an Italian restaurant under us. All right. Let's wrap the show up. I'm hungry. Robert Schimmel in studio. He's going to be at the Irvine Improv. He's going to be there tonight, tomorrow night, all the way through Sunday. 2 big shows on Friday and Saturday. And there's certain things you do that let the world know you're smart. And one of them is you go, oh, Robert Schimmel. Yeah, great stand-up. Yeah, I dig his work. You know, their bands. You know, you do that. Who are you listening to right now? I got a lot of Radiohead. I was into them I was into them when they were just radio. They added head later on, but I've been into them since I was a zygote. Radiohead, yeah. And then people go, "Oh wow, that guy knows something about music." That's what Robert Schimmel is to comedy. People think you're smart. Go see him.
Yeah, it's a nice club if you're on your way up to British Columbia.
Yeah, stop by Irvine. Speaking of clubs, I was at McCabe's little guitar shop in Santa Monica over the weekend, and I had a chance to catch this dude's. I was just buying picks, but I heard some beautiful music coming from the session room, and it turned out it was a guy by the name of Josh Gardner. And one of the things I wanted to do with this show is showcase new talent. It's not all about comedy. It has to do with quality as well. And I just want to expose this guy to some new ears, Josh.
I appreciate that.
Hopefully, you're not signed right now. You don't have a label.
Not yet.
But it'd be awesome if somebody who was in the know, who was maybe worked for one of the labels out here, was driving home from the gym or going into work and heard what you're putting down, dug your sound.
That would be the ideal situation.
Okay, so do you have another one for us?
Yeah, I got another one. I just want to...
original or?
This is an original one,
okay.
And, I just watching the news this morning, and this stuff with Bin Laden, and it just boggles the mind. And, one of the reasons why I write these songs is, it may be naive, but to change the world for the better.
All right, well, hopefully we'll get some more ears.
Nothing naive about peace.
Nothing.
There's nothing naive about it, I don't think.
Okay.
This is called We Can Make It Work.
Okay.
We can make it work. We can make it happen. Every man, woman, and child throughout the land. Gotta do our part. Gotta love our brother, man. We all got to get together, lend a helping hand. Blacks are good at sports, Jews at making money.
Yeah.
And Greek folks used to be good at a lot of things.
What happened?
Swedish chicks are hot. French folks are saucy. And Puerto Ricans boogie to that crazy beat. Albanians love sheep. Mexicans relaxing. And Irish people value good times over family. We can make it work. We can make it happen.
every man, woman, and child throughout the land.
Wow.
I'm not just saying that, it's true.
Where's the live by?
Song of unity. That's
Yeah.
what we need. That's what this world needs.
Janet,
Yeah.
you like the stuff you hear from Josh Gardner?
Yeah, I'm ready to do them right on the air.
Really? You sound
Yeah.
heavy set.
I am.
You big gal?
Yeah.
What are you coming in at?
Well, I've lost a lot of weight, but I'm at about 220.
About 220? How tall are you?
5'2".
5'2". Let me do the radio math real quick. 5'2", 220. Okay, I have you at 5 foot and 13/16 and 236.
Okay.
That's a little closer.
No.
Okay, so you're a big gal. How does your voice get fat?
I don't know. It's just one of those things, I guess, when you've been overweight for so long that
You just start sounding
you just
like
start
that.
sounding fast.
Yeah, how do you sound gay? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could
Interesting.
be something like that.
All right, so you're from the Bay Area.
Yes, I am.
You know good folk music,
Yes, I do.
and you like Josh's work.
Yes, I do.
All right, and you'd like to have sex with him.
Well, I was being ironic. But
I see.
Well,
Yeah,
what
not
about-
literally.
Well, what about Tad?
Huh?
Will you have sex with Tad?
How about Big Tad?
Tad.
Tad is the heavy-set lackey who is on our morning show who has not had sex in 2 years. How long has it been since you've had sex?
Me?
Yes, you.
That's kind of personal, Adam.
Well,
I
you-
don't know if I can tell you that.
Well, you just told us you were morbidly obese. I think you can share this piece of information with us.
Well, I guess that's kind of a good point.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now I have to do the math now. Probably over 6 years.
All right. If you have to open a yearbook, it's a bad sign.
Usually.
About 6 years. So you and Tad together are pushing a decade.
Probably.
And why do you think? Do you think? I have this theory that a lot of overweight women have sort of just taken themselves out of the game.
Well, see, that's just it. I really haven't taken myself out of the game. But the thing is, you get rejected so many times that you just give up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you haven't had sex in 6 years. Maybe the weight is some sort of cushion between you and intimacy.
Well, it used to be a lot worse. I was pushing 300 before, and I've lost over 85 pounds.
Okay. And good.
You know,
and there's another thing, too, that's a little unfair, which is fat guys like Big Tad want to date models, not fat chicks. And if you do the math, it just doesn't work out.
Of course not.
All right.
Although you see it all the time. You see these fat, ugly guys with these beautiful women.
Yeah.
But you never see the ugly, fat women with the hot guys.
No, not unless
Hardly
they're
ever.
black. Yeah. Hold on. Well, no, I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
No. The brothers like a woman with a little extra weight on them.
Yeah.
It's a cultural preference. I can't judge.
No.
Robert Schimmel, he's another guy who cannot judge in studio. Josh Gardner. Josh, wonderful, wonderful stuff.
Oh, my God.
How about you write songs for us? Oh, I've offended Robert's delicate sensibilities. Look out, everyone. Humping his daughter's friends all the way to hell. He's worried about
Wait,
me.
I married her.
Okay, smart. After he knocked her up. And then
Okay, but I married her.
and if you have a kid, what will it be?
2.
Like your daughter's uncle or
We
something?
have 2. I have a 10-month-old and a 2.5-year-old.
And they're your parents, or how does it work? How does it work mathematically
I
with
don't
your
know.
daughter?
My 14-year-old said, "How are you going to go to this kid's parent-teacher conference in a seance?"
Awesome. Double-edged sword when your kid has a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Josh, do you think it'd be possible for you to compose a song for us?
I'd love to.
How about, I have this thing with running red arrows. Maybe something that rhymes with that. Maybe a theme song for my, you ever see the movie Billy Jack?
Yeah.
That song, that movie had a great song behind it, The One Tin Soldier. And I don't think it would have been half the movie or got half the notoriety without the song. We need the same thing for this cause. I need my Billy Jack.
Okay.
Will you be my One Tin Soldier?
Yeah, that's a great challenge. I'd
All right, so
welcome
you
that.
can come back and you have other songs to share with us as well?
Yes.
All right. Robert Schimmel, everybody, at the Irvine Improv.
Okay.
Put your hands together.
I thought you were going to make him come up with the song right now.
It took him 20 years to come up with those two crappy songs. You think you can do one on the spot? Robert is going to be there tonight through Sunday. 2 big shows on Friday and Saturday. Robert, thanks for coming in.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Join us anytime, and we'll be back with sports and news and more after this.
You're listening to the Adam Carolla Show. Call Adam now at 8.
Yeah. Oh, just talking about that. Sure, that's more than a coincidence. Josh Garner, the great folk singer, has left the building. Also, Robert Schimmel. TAC wants to know why I make fun of techno music. TAC? TAC, are you there?
Hello?
Do you want to know why I make fun of techno music?
No, well, yeah, let me hear it.
Well, 2 reasons. A, it sucks. And B, it's for really stupid people or really high people.
See, I can't agree there. That would just be like, classifying all rock music if you didn't like, like screaming death metal or something.
Well, I don't, but here's the thing. I am tired of going through the society even-handed. Oh, everyone gets this, everyone gets that. Everything is good, nothing is bad, nothing blows. Tech music sucks, the house stuff sucks. Unless you're axing, it's good. Ranchero music sucks. There's certain music that is made for stupid people. That's why stupid people. Here's a clue that the music is made for stupid people. If you, an adult, and 11-year-olds like it, then it's made for stupid people. That's how it goes. And there's sitcoms that are bad, and there's art that's bad, and there's movies that are bad, and I'm not going to pretend like there isn't a difference. It's not fair to the good stuff. My God, how much pot do you smoke, Tack?
Not too much, actually. But
Fair amount. I can hear it in your laugh, brother.
No, well, definitely, I have to agree that you got some good points there, but
yes,
unfortunately, I can't agree. Dance music has been too much of a part of my life to kind of agree with that. But you're Adam Carolla, you're the man. So
Thank you.
All
right,
it's been a big part of his life. It means something to him.
Yeah, he's been high and it raves, sucking on mints and going nuts. And dehydrating himself. This is horrible music. This is horrible. It should have never been made, and I'm fine with that. That's all. That's all. Let's just call things what they are. This music is for stupid people. Certain music, and then there's the whole cultural thing where, oh, well, this native music of, or this music of, or this music of. No, it sucks. I don't care where you were born. That ranchero music blows. It's horrible. You have to be dumb to enjoy it. That's how it works. That's why there's no space program in Mexico, by the way. You can't do any serious calculating with this in the background. All you can do is get loaded. That's all you can do. All right. Now you hear some classical music. That'll make you smart. That's how it works. What's going on? Somebody wants a job on the show. Ray?
Yes.
What do you want to do on the show?
Whatever you want.
Because Big Tad's hanging by a thread, and when I say thread, I mean a cable, because obviously a thread wouldn't support his weight, but you know what I'm saying.
I would like to do pranks on celebrities.
Okay.
And just mess with people, get a press pass, and just really ask silly questions. And,
give us an example of one of your ideas.
Can I give you a past example with not dealing with celebrities? Would that work?
You want to give us a past example of what you didn't do?
No, a past example of something I did, like a prank when I used to have a job.
Okay.
I used to work at a gas station, and people would come in. You know how smokers are; they keep on wanting cigarettes. So I would refuse to sell them cigarettes unless they buy gum or something else like that, and just really get on the nerves and feed off the energy.
Mm-hmm. And these are celebrities that want cigarettes?
No, these are just regular people.
Right.
It'd be more funny with celebrities, I think, or just
he wants
anybody
to lay in wait for a celebrity to come into a store
Smoking celebrity.
to buy cigarettes and then pounce on them.
And tell him he's got to buy gum, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
That's awesome stuff. All right, Ray. We'll keep you in mind.
All right.
All right.
So I'm gonna check back regularly then.
Please do. And by regularly, you mean once every 5 years?
Is that what it is?
It'd be nice.
All right.
All right, buddy. No, check back with us. You never know. There's always positions opening. And if Tad leaves, there'll be room for a small family to move in here. There really will be. All right, let's press forward. Let's do some news with Rachel Perry.
In the headlines, Arabic language TV network Al Jazeera is running a new tape of Osama bin Laden, who apparently says Al-Qaeda is preparing for attacks in the U.S. The mother of Jill Carroll, the American journalist kidnapped in Iraq, has appealed directly to her captors for her safe release. Onto some entertainment. Okay, Corey Taylor, he's the singer for Slipknot, says he's not going to the effing Grammys, even though he's nominated for Best Metal Performance. He says he's not going because this is his 8th nomination, and he cared the first 2 times he was nominated. He didn't care now. He says the main thing for me is just keep making music. Putting all my effing hopes and dreams on some statuette that'll probably sit in my bathroom, that's not what I'm all about.
Well, I'm sure the voting members of the Academy love Slipknot. They love guys with pillowcases on their heads and hangman's noose. Awesome.
I just think by virtue of the fact that you're saying it's the effing Grammys and you don't care, I'm not about that. I think he does.
Yeah.
I think there's a small part of him
he thinks
crying
now
out.
Protests too much. And so what? They'll just give Insane Clown Posse another Grammy, and the joke will be on Slipknot.
Speaking of waiting for celebrities to come in and buy cigarettes, not going to be waiting for Lindsay Lohan. Apparently, she's taking those pills to help her stop smoking.
Oh, really?
She's got asthma. She takes Advair for her asthma. She's allergic to cats and dogs.
She is...
But she's trying to quit.
I know it's important that we groom our next Liz Taylor because she's not going to be around forever, and we need a formerly hot, now nutty celebrity to hang out and tell everybody what their afflictions are. She may be it. She's a little young, but she could be our next Liz Taylor.
It's going to be a real catfight. A lot of candidates vying for the prize.
Yeah.
You know?
Who else you got on that
list?
list?
Nicole Richie. You got your Paris Hilton. Did you happen to see Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith's daughter, who was Miss Golden Globe the other night?
She couldn't have looked more miserable. What a puss. She had a puss on. She looked like she just bit into a lemon and walked out on stage.
Yeah, it will not. Will it even count as news in 6 months or 2 years from now when we read about her cocaine addiction?
No.
No.
Go ahead, Rachel. Sorry.
American Idol. I was going to tell you guys this morning that our American Idol, Kelly Clarkson, didn't want to allow the Idol to use her songs. Well, apparently Simon Cowell scolded her. Now she's decided to let them use the songs on a case-by-case basis.
Interesting.
Yeah, but mostly I want to play... Did you watch last night, Adam?
I did watch some of it last night, yes.
Did you catch Zachary Travis? He was this guy. You know what? I'll just play you what happened when he walked in the room, and then it'll spark your memory.
Tell me something interesting about yourself.
Dude, that's necessary, is it?
No, come on.
Something interesting about me? Well, I'm a very talented person, and people confuse me for a girl a lot of the times, which I think is so funny because I just laugh my butt off.
That's the traffic attorney who called in the 8 o'clock hour, isn't it?
I go into the men's restroom all the time, and the guys look at me like, are we in the wrong bathroom? I'm like, no, I'm a guy. I stand up just like you do.
Wow.
Giggle.
Yeah.
Giggle.
Again, just crazy people or performance artists that are just sort of putting one over on America, doing their thing.
This was a child, though.
How old?
A teenage.
I'm just saying the part of American Idol where the competition begins and you get to pick your pony, I understand that part. But this part where it's a cavalcade of retards and we just make fun of them, why is that so entertaining to America?
I don't know, but what happened when Zachary Travis left was entertaining to me. I want you to hear it.
Typical thing, American Idol fits America, and America is prejudiced and racist, and God, I wish I could hit him, but I think it's totally prejudiced to not accept someone because someone's a boy and they're singing girl songs and they don't fit the song and the vocal range of the girl. I think that's total prejudice, and I think Simon's and I'm surprised that Paul has said I suck, and
I know it's funny, but isn't it cruel? I mean, it's just people with mental disorders, and everyone's just laughing at them, and they're delusional.
It's funny in the moment, maybe, but then when they walk out the door back into society, now not only are they dimwits, now they also have a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah,
and who pays the price for that?
This is a guy who's urinating in my coffee at the Starbucks.
Exactly. That's exactly
when I'm making fun of his girl voice. And the other thing. The thing, too, is they do the commercial, like, oh, coming up on American Idol, this guy thinks he can sing, oh, beautiful. Really? We're not over that joke yet? Everyone in this room made a very earnest attempt at singing, and nobody could. I'm starting to believe that 99 out of 100 Americans cannot sing to save their lives. I include myself amongst that group. Yeah, but you're not seeing the moves. You're not seeing the physical moves.
This is wonderful.
Just saying, is it entertaining to see people that can't do stuff? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is?
Uh-huh.
It is. How much of people who can't sing do you want to watch?
I could watch that almost all day long.
Really? Why don't you just go down to any karaoke night? Why don't you see it live?
I would rather watch it from the comfort of my own home.
And the fact that 3/4 of them are putting you on. They're just screwing with you. They know they can't sing. They know they have no shot of making it on the show. They just want to get on TV and they'll screw it up intentionally.
I don't think they're all like that. I like watching the people that are sort of deluded about it, or who just, what's awesome is when people just want something so bad that they're willing to really put themselves out there and just.
Yeah, but you don't think that's cruel?
No, not if they're doing it to themselves.
But you know what, Adam? Look at it the other way. You say you don't like watching people who can't do things, but you and I laugh heartily every day watching Brusca try to produce this show.
Well, I think you make a pretty valid point there. Hold on, let me look
in the mirror.
That's not funny. Good point.
It's not funny.
Later on, we'll be reading emails about Dave Damashek and why he's not so funny.
Oh.
Wow.
Hey, did you watch Lost last night?
No, I didn't see Lost.
Then let me give you the wrap up of what happened. Actually,
Please.
I have a clip here that pretty much sums everything up.
Michael! Check it out. Michael! Jack! Jack! Michael! Jack!
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Sounds like Jack and Michael are in trouble.
Yeah. There was a lot of crying. There was yelling. There was flashbacks.
I hear
Christmas.
it's a great show. I can't. Not enough
you
hours in the day.
You should totally watch it. You should watch it. You should. It's so good. Watch it. Watch it.
No.
This is the one thing actually that I watch it and I get riveted and I love it and I'm so into it. But then the next day I question, like this.
Shell casings. How many? 3. Michaels. You boys deaf? I heard at least 7 shots.
They're running around in the middle of a forest of the woods in the dark.
I'm going to go with jungle, by the way, but keep going.
They're lost. It's Hansel and Gretel, and they're trying to find. Anyway, how do they hear 7 shots,
yes.
and then all of a sudden how do you find 3 shell casings on the ground of a jungle in the dark?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of counting of shots and tallying of shell casings in movies and TV. I would never want that job or count on it, by the way. Started with Clint Eastwood, You feeling lucky, punk? Remember that? A little before your time?
Just a little.
Okay. We'll explain during the break.
I don't.
You don't remember that line?
Well, I know. I know. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'm Rachel Perry, and that's the news for now.
It's time for Dave Damashek's number 1 sports. Number 1 sports. Do it, Dave.
All those head coaching jobs that opened up after the regular season, they're quickly being filled up. Jets and Saints already introduced their new guys earlier in the week. Now the Rams are reportedly about to hire Dolphins offensive coordinator Scott Linehan, and the Lions are about to hire Tampa Bay defensive line coach Rod Marinelli.
That's just what the Rams need, by the way, more offense and no defense. They gave up 150 points a game. Nobody on that team could tackle last year, and they get an offensive guy.
They've established a theme of mediocrity, and they hope to stay with it. College ball last night, all 3 of the nation's undefeated teams, Duke, Florida, Pitt, stay undefeated. with wins. Pac-10, UCLA destroyed USC over in Westwood. NBA last night, Trailblazers dumped Toronto. Suns knock off Clippers. And in Chicago, Knickerbocker, Antonio Davis jumps into the stands like Ron Artest. Almost attacks a drunken buffoon who was handling his wife. Nothing terrible went down, much to my chagrin. I would like to see some more athlete on fan violence. Few more days till NFL championship games get going. Steelers at Denver. Of course, we'll pay some. We'll shine the spotlight on those games tomorrow. On that game tomorrow. But the game that a lot of people up in Seattle amped up for. Carolina Panthers coming to town, and earlier in the week, their starting right tackle Sean Locklear was arrested. He apparently was seen choking his lady friend.
Who called the cops? Did the lady friend call the cops, or did a bystander call the cops?
If I understand it correctly, the cops were dispatched for an unrelated crime, and when they showed up, there was this mammoth man choking a little lady.
That seems to be the move of the mammoth man, is to choke.
Is that
you know
right?
what I mean? They don't kick so much. They don't scratch. There's no biting. They don't even throw too many punches. They choke. That's what giants do.
So, Chad, you choke?
My name's Tad, and
Tad. Yeah.
Sometimes I do.
Okay.
I take him down, and then I punch him in the face.
Obviously, our sports guy's not so bright. He doesn't even know the guy's name.
Oh, boy.
Oh, here we
A lot
go.
of contention.
Someone's feelings were wounded by my silly little dig that was meant only for fun. All right, but listen.
Reminds me of earlier in the day.
The big story is that Sean Locklear now is going to play, and apparently, at least according to head coach Mike Holmgren, that's because all the details aren't out yet. Here he is.
There is some misinformation floating around, and something as serious as this issue is, I think it's important that we let the facts come out, and then what will be done will be done.
But the important thing is that we don't let any of those facts come out until after the game is
Can't
played.
rush to judgment.
Yes. Let's delay this until March.
Not
after
till
the
after.
season.
Yeah, I was going to say after the game. If they win, though, they're going to have to postpone it to after the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Before the facts come out. But if, in Holmgren's defense, if you suspended a player every time he choked somebody, first off, you wouldn't have a team. But then secondly, opposing teams would start sending shills, beautiful thin women to be choked by the opposing players, and they'd have to field 4 or 5 guys. There'd be nothing but the punter and the long snapper out there. That'd be it.
That's true. Similar to the way Tracy McGrady a couple of weeks ago left in the middle of an NBA game because his wife was having a baby. And the coach said, that's fine. Listen, his wife's having a baby, but what if this becomes a regular practice?
And the other team starts knocking up other wives.
Right. Every time an NBA player is about to father a child, they get to leave the game. They'd be taking a couple guys out of the stands to round out the team.
There'd be nobody on the team.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
No.
It'd be 1-on-1, maybe.
I agree.
Right. You'd have Jeff Hornacek versus Uwe Blob out there. That's all that'd be left.
And the ball boy.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, I want to talk about something. I know that this is Rachel's bag, this stuff with TV, but we were talking about music. We were entertained earlier by folk singer Josh Gardner, magical with the guitar. I heard some great guitar work on The Bachelor the other night. First of all, the ridiculous, unnatural language that goes down between Bachelor and one of his beauties is entertaining enough, but also pay close attention to the guitar playing and how desirable a gig this must be for the studio musician.
I feel like I'm blushing right now. Whenever you look at me, it's like the world melts away. And I've never had that before. So I really would like to get to know you a lot more. And I think a lot could happen here.
Do human beings interact this way
No.
in the real world?
I certainly don't.
It's sickening, and if you're caught on camera behaving like that, I imagine you can never look your friends in the eyes again. But what about the musician back there picking away?
These are dangerous.
On a game show.
I say these are dangerous. You know how they don't they don't want the aggressive, retarded teenage boys looking at the violent video games because it influences them in a negative way. These kinds of shows do the same thing to my wife. She's just looking at me the whole time. I can't believe. Look at him. He's taking her out on a hot air balloon. And he has a picnic in the sky.
Their world is melting away.
He picked her wild flowers. When is the last time? And when is the last time always means never, by the way. It's never 4 months ago. It's never, ever.
A lot of talk on these shows, too, about when they release when The Bachelor kicks one of the ladies to the curb. A lot of, I promised myself before I got into this that I would follow my heart. A lot of that kind of talk. A lot of sickening kind of talk like that. And the other thing is, if I had to bet on it, this guy's gay.
Oh.
Yeah. A lot of these, and the Foxes at that, want to, they want to make time with him. No, I'm not.
Not going to do it.
I'm not that kind of man, he says to them.
Wow.
Meaning the kind of man who likes to
possibly
kiss on
gay.
the girlies.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think of all guys as gay.
Let this go on record. I predict maybe it'll be 2 weeks, maybe it'll be 2 years. At some point, we're going to find out.
All right. Well, you heard it from Sheck, from your mouth to God's ears.
And that's sports.
Dave Damashek's #1 sports.
It's like sports.
Wow.
Essentially, it is a sport.
Say that was more than sports.
Yeah.
What's the opposite of transcend, by the way? I'm looking for that word. I was going to say that transcends sports, but I'm looking for the opposite of that word. We will take ourselves a little break. When we come back, a game that's sweeping the nation, a little something called Ass Kiss Rodeo. Buckle up and be ready for that after this.
Hey, this is Chris Griffin, and if you don't have anything better to do, you should call Adam at 1-866-901-ADAM. You do it now!
Yeah, love that show. 866-901-ADAM. Going to play a little Ass Kiss Rodeo. Someone has an idea for a bit for the show. Couldn't be funnier than Ass Kiss Rodeo, though. Anthony?
Yeah, what's going on, Adam?
What's your idea for the show?
Check it out, buddy. I was just sitting out here at work on a fabulous construction site. And why don't you guys do a scavenger hunt for those who are in the studio?
Why don't we do a scavenger hunt for a funny bit idea? Scavenger hunt?
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can conjure up some decent ideas. I mean, good ideas. One of the pieces for a scavenger hunt is maybe the urinal air freshener or fat girls' undies, and maybe a bonus of 10 points if they're zebra striped.
You don't sound like any construction worker I ever worked with.
Oh, come on now, Adam. You were out in the field for a while there, I understand.
Yeah, short 11 years. What do you?
I've been doing it for about 15 now.
What do you? Well, here's the real key to find out if you're a really construction worker. Are you racist, and do you call your children the kid? Like, none of these guys have any names. They're not like, I'm going to pick Josh up tomorrow. It's like, the old lady's dropping the X is dropping the kid by, so we're going down to Havasu. We're going rent jet skis. Kid likes that. Hope the kid knows how to swim. Hope the kid don't drown.
Actually, Adam, didn't mean to cut you off, but I called the old lady the warden, and I called the kids squirts.
Perfect.
That'll work even
Perfect. And what branch of the construction
I'm
are you
actually in grubbing new dirt before houses are even going up. I was previously interior fire and flood out there in Orange County.
Mm-hmm. All right, buddy. Say hi to all the hardworking guys you work with.
Yeah, just to get to your point, I am a true construction worker. I am racist.
Okay, good. Good man. Good man. Be an extra $2 an hour in it for you if you're racist. Problem with being racist and working construction, especially in Southern California or just about anywhere out here in the West, is it's you and 500 Mexicans. So the racist thing is, I don't know, they're better gigs. Be a racist accountant. Do you know what I mean? Find a job where there's or be on the swim team or something and be racist. I'm trying to think of a predominantly white job. Don't work airport security. Don't work construction. Be a racist. It's a
and
long
at the very
life.
least, hope your coworkers themselves aren't racist, because you're in trouble if they are.
Right, because you'll be. Well, they can't be because they're not you. Oh, if they are, yeah, they're after you.
They don't like the whites. Right.
Greg?
Yes, sir.
You want to try some Ass Kiss Rodeo?
If you would find me worthy, I would love to.
Wow. Do you see the way he did that? Already started before we began. Yeah.
I think that's a false start, actually. He needs to be penalized.
Gate's
for that.
not even open yet.
I like that, though. He's chomping at the bit.
I apologize. I don't mean to upset any of your coworkers. I don't want to disrupt the waters at work. I know you have to go in there every day.
Yes, and navigate those treacherous straits.
It's a daunting task for anyone. Luckily, the task is yours, and you are worthy.
Thank you, Greg. I know a lesser man probably would fold under the pressure.
Anyone is not named Adam Carolla would for sure be swamped from out of the gate.
Yeah. On the other hand, if they'd given the job to any other comedian, he probably would have been fine, too.
I don't think so, given the caliber of talent that you put forth every day and the effort that you give. You know, if they had something higher than an A+ in effort, that's what you would get. But that's what you earn, and that's what you deserve.
I'll tell you the only, thank you, Greg, the only tough part about doing the radio is because of my physique, it's hard for me, because of the muscle mass I have in my arms and upper back, it's hard for me to actually lift my hands up to manipulate the microphone. Other than that, it's a pretty easy gig. How say you, Greg?
I say that, you know, you are a specimen of physical beauty, to be sure.
Yeah.
Not that I'm gay or anything. And
No.
I'm not. I can't judge. But if I was, and you would be on my A list, you would be top of the list.
Thank you.
Actually, you are the list.
Thank you.
As a matter of fact.
Thank you.
All right, let's play the ass kiss rodeo. Greg, I'm sure those toilets in the men's room aren't going to clean themselves. Let's chop and let them play.
He did pretty well. He faltered there for a minute.
He stumbled a little because I complimented myself and he wasn't sure what direction to go.
That's a good way to throw him off.
Yeah, really threw him off. Yeah. Well, now it's time to play with our sound effects man and our writer, Mike Lynch. Mike,
hello.
You ready to cue up your cue?
Okay.
It's Ass Kiss Rodeo.
All right, you know how the game is played. I try to buck him off. He tries to continue by kissing my ass. First thing first, I'm an atheist, and I'm always looking for a new religion. Judaism seems to be the front runner so far for me. I like it.
Well, yeah, you should be a Jew. It's a smart, intelligent decision. I think, and they're lucky to have you.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. On the other hand, the beard and the no working on Saturday. What about college football? I like watching college football.
Yeah, they don't deserve you. You are far too good for those people. You're the chosen people, not them.
Yeah, I'm plural.
And they killed our Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
And you're better than that.
Yes, you make some valid points. I'm thinking about going Quaker.
That's a good that is a great choice, and a brilliant man would make that choice.
I think I'd look good with one of those beards that doesn't have a mustache.
I think so. I think it would complement your stunning face.
Yeah. Speaking of face, I got to put something in it. I'm hungry.
Well, anything you want, you get. You're the king.
Yeah. I'm in the mood for a sandwich. I'm thinking BLT. I think that's the best.
I think they should rename the BLT the AC after you.
Yeah, on the other hand, the bacon's kind of fatty and it's weird because it's a pig.
Yeah, all pigs should be slaughtered and you should never even have to look at one. They shouldn't even cross your path.
Yeah, I'm going to start keeping a kosher house once I go Jew.
That's a genius idea.
Thank you. And that's how you play.
Wow, nicely done. Yeah, he rode that bull. Nice cowboying.
Thank you.
Wow, feels good, I got to say.
Rode back, too. That was well done.
Wow, that felt nice. All right.
Maybe we should kind of vote.
Adam, no matter what you say, I agree. Everything you do is genius.
Well, so far, who are the candidates? Dave has played. Also,
no, Dave
David's not played. I'm sorry. Brusca.
I've played, and Jake has played, and Mike Lynch and Greg from Sacramento.
Yeah. Wow.
We have clips if we want.
It's tough. Well, let's hear. Who's our first one?
We have Brusca.
Well, I tell you what would hit the spot right now is a good pizza.
Well, you should have one, and I should run and get one.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm a pepperoni man.
Pepperoni is delicious. The mushroom, terrible. Pepperoni, by far and away the best.
Yeah. Well, speaking of mushroom, that sounds pretty good on a pizza right now, too.
I think you're right. I think mushroom is very good, very tasty.
I think after I'm done eating my pizza, I'm going to put an M80 in a cat's butt.
The cat deserves to be blown up.
Wow. Strong. It was one of those things where in the room didn't feel that strong, but now that we've had a day to digest it, A good solid 7.5 to 8. Nice effort.
Okay.
Good call,
next?
Adam. I agree.
Who do we have? We can stop now.
Jake, our friend Jake.
Our friend Jake, writer from Jimmy Kimmel Live. I feel like I contribute enough. I don't see why I have to pay taxes, you know?
You should never pay taxes. You should never have to.
What I do on the radio, that's not enough. The advice I give, the mirth I bring.
Way more than enough. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Would a king pay taxes?
No, he wouldn't. He collects taxes. That's a good point. You know, I was telling that to my wife while I was hitting her this morning. Let me just be. I'm not just going to hit her for no reason.
No, you don't have to have a reason. You should absolutely hit her.
No,
she deserved it.
Well,
absolutely.
She gave me the stink eye. I wasn't even doing a bit there. I was just talking. I didn't. It was funny that you played the tape because I didn't realize at the time he was even talking.
That the mics were on. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it's during a commercial. Wow, that was strong too. Who else do we have? Lynch made a nice showing. This is going to be tough. I don't think I can render a verdict just yet.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're maybe a little too close for it.
Maybe the callers will.
That's good radio. Yeah.
Oh, you can take a call. I was going to make a comment. I thought that Jake was very creative with the way he would question back, not just straight up follow you. He would affirm and ask a question.
Style points.
Yeah, style. You got a lot of style.
Yeah, a lot of style, and like a judo master using my own weight and momentum against me.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sensei Jake. Jeannie? Jeannie?
Yeah, hi.
What's up?
Hey, I was wondering whatever happened to that bit about the dog rescuer getting woke up every morning.
Yeah, we got bored.
Did you?
Yeah, you need a wake-up call?
Well, what I need is, like, make sure I'm awake call. Because I live in this, like, really old, like, guest house, and sometimes the electricity goes out in the middle of the night.
All right.
So then I just wake up whenever I want, which would be, like, around 8 a.m., and I'm supposed to be at work around between 8:30 and 9.
What do you do?
I work for a record company. Yeah.
Did you hear Josh Gardner earlier in the morning?
Yes, I did.
What do you think? Potential?
I think it tickled my hillbilly bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Stinkfinger's going to get a contract out of this gig.
Sweet.
All right. We'll put you on hold.
Okay, cool.
And if we remember, we'll give you a wake-up call tomorrow.
That would be wonderful.
All right.
If I can just quickly announce, I've it's my way to make lists and to rank things, as you know, and so I just wanted to announce the first official. It's like the AP
rankings.
poll, the rankings right now. I have Greg way down at the bottom. You know,
Caller
Greg who
Rodeo.
just called in. He's bringing up the rear. Number 3, Brusca. You know,
well, there's a shock.
He was so. I mean, it was ironically he was a little too cloying for my taste. Number 2. Admirable first go in the first ever with the trial of the sport, Jake. Did a nice job. And number 1, at least for the time being, Mike Lynch. I thought he did a nice job. I mean, his theological changes, he changed on the dime from Jew to Christian with you, I thought was admirable, and that's why he's number 1, at least for
Isn't
now.
this Adam's show? Doesn't he get to vote?
He's too close to it, and he said he would rather not weigh in on it.
Dave Damashek with the list, like the sheepdog of radio.
The
lists and
he's
the
a
ordering
herder.
and the herding.
We will take ourselves a little break. We'll keep playing this. Don't worry. It's very early in the Ass Kiss Rodeo season. There's many more to go. And when we come back, some email?
Yeah, we'll do some email.
Hate-filled email?
Yeah, maybe we'll do that.
All right. After this.
You listen to Adam Carolla show. Call Adam new at 866-901 Adam.
Yep, that's what it's like living in Los Angeles, everybody. You need directions. You want to use the bathroom at the filling station. That's who you get. Actually, that was the jovial version. It's usually, no, cannot tap, no. That's what you get. Hey, it's the bathroom. No.
You need buy.
Do you guys sell road man? No. Listen, the bucket out there with the squeegee, the water. No. That's what it's like. All through 5 inches of bulletproof Lexan. What a life. While you're talking into the change thing. When did they stop putting the talkie hole in those things? You know, the gas stations? At a certain point, things used to be like the movie theater. They had the glass, and then they had that little serrated hole there. It was a little grill, and you just go, one child and 2 adults, please, and the nice lady would give it to you. Then that got incorporated into gas stations for safety reasons, but at a certain point, they just did away with the talking thing. I guess when the people who they put behind the glass ceased to speak English, I guess the manufacturers said, well, what do we need this for?
I feel like they do it for their own amusement because the hole is at the bottom.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
and
bend your head.
You always feel like you got to bend over for some reason.
You got to talk into well, they will
hole.
not hear you through these 6 inches of glass unless you put your head into the change pit down there. And I like when you have to walk the guy through it. Give me some Doritos. Cool Ranch. Cool Ranch. The guy's now he's spinning around in a circle. Stop. Okay, warm. Well, no, cold. No, frosty, freezing, Arctic. No, hot, warm. Good. Burning, lava, sun. Center of the sun. Okay, thank you. Now bring it in. It's like really, it's a sort of a cross between just sort of a kid's game and you trying to bring a plane in on a carrier. You're using semaphore. I got the flags out. No, left. No, scrub the mission. Fly by. Go. Yeah, tail hooking. It's awesome. James wants to join in on the Ass Kiss Rodeo. James?
Yep, I'm here.
What's happening? You want to play along?
I do.
All right.
I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your day.
Kiss Rodeo.
Thank you. I'm looking to get a new car. I'm thinking American.
You should go with American because the American car was the one that you chose, and we can all agree with that.
Oh, interesting. Wow, that's an interesting angle. Yeah, I don't know though. I don't know. I'm not a V8 man. I like an inline 6.
Yeah, I agree with that totally, and I think that since you've given that wisdom to us, we should etch it in stone and put it up on the shelf and walk by every day and read it, know it, live it, and breathe it.
I'm thinking about going with a Lexus.
I agree 100%. The Lexus got to be the top choice of all cars.
But I think the Japanese did commit some war crimes, and I don't know if I want to support that.
Yes, I think they should commit more crimes, and I agree with you completely.
Wow, I twisted that one on me. Yeah, I'm sorry, James.
He got thrown.
Yeah, he got thrown. But not bad. He did get thrown off. We need the cowbell.
I like the etched in stone. He was off to a great
Solid.
start, unfortunately tossed.
Jessica,
Yeah,
you want to know who died and made me God?
I really do.
Hold on, this is not how the game is played.
Yeah.
I was just listening to you. It was probably about 40 minutes ago. You were talking to that lady who was, you said she was morbidly obese.
Mm-hmm.
I feel horrible for anybody who hasn't had sex for 2 years or 6 years or anything for that matter, but, to make someone who's lost 85 pounds feel horrible about themselves.
Well, hold on.
how much do you weigh, Adam?
I'm 345, but I'm 6'1".
You're what?
I'm 345 pounds, but I'm 6'1", so I'm just about right according to the body mass index chart. But Jessica, first off, this is not how you play Ass Kiss Rodeo. Number
She's
two,
terrible.
Number
at it.
two, when you're 5'1" or 5'2" and 235 pounds, you are morbidly obese. This is not me being pejorative. This is what the medical textbooks say. Okay, I'm guessing you're a big gal yourself.
No, I'm not at all. I'm 5'10" and 130 pounds. I've been playing my whole life. I'm very athletic, and I just think it's horrible to make fun of fat people.
Will you have sex with Big Tad?
I'm sorry?
Will you have sex with Big Tad?
No.
You say you feel bad. You say you feel bad for people who go 2 years, 6 years, whatever.
Here's
if you
a
feel
guy.
so bad,
Yeah.
Pony up.
2 years I haven't had sex.
Yes, and he's morbidly obese, so
Yes.
he fits your criteria.
That's not my fault. I'm not one of those girls who really would be seen with, what were you talking about earlier? Yeah, I'm sorry I'm really not playing your game, Ass Kiss Rodeo. I just really wanted to call you, and you had that Mexican guy pulling out your number.
You
I
don't-
called.
You don't want to be seen with someone that looks like Big Tad? Is that what you said?
Wow. Wow.
She doesn't want you to make fun of fat people, but
Wow.
She can.
Wow. People
Tad is crying.
People who live in fat houses should not throw Twinkies. That's what I say. It's my grandfather used to say. Hold on, one more naysayer. Sergio,
Yeah, what's up?
you like ranchero music?
Yeah, man, I really like all different types of music. I think you're kind of narrow-minded for not expanding, different horizons and stuff. Just
For
'cause you don't know
not
Spanish.
for not embracing this accordion-driven polka music. Yeah, everyone listen to this. You're right. We should all open our minds.
Well, you know what? That's cultural, type music and stuff. Just because you don't, understand other types of culture and stuff doesn't mean that it sucks or that it's stupid.
I think it's fair to say things like poi suck. Even if you grew up in Hawaii and you grew up enjoying poi, I think it's fair to say that it sucks as a meal. And I think no matter where you grew up, I think it's fair to say this music sucks.
Right.
Yeah, well, look, what if part of your culture is drowning kittens? Should we all embrace that?
Just because you don't have rhythm, doesn't mean that technically.
I don't have rhythm. Listen to the guy playing the accordion.
No, that just shows that a person that, uses $50 words, doesn't know Spanish and can't, explore new horizons.
Okay.
People just aren't understanding the rules of this game at all.
Yeah, this is horrible. This is one of the worst rounds of Ass Kiss Rodeo I've ever played.
They should make something, or you guys should make a game called Opposite Ass Kiss Rodeo to see who can clown on Adam. Because
wow, listen,
I don't think it would be too hard to clown on you.
That's my life. Well, apparently it's more difficult than it seems.
Out of nowhere, Rain Man and Water Boy and Elmer Fudd come to mind.
Okay, buddy.
I feel like what?
Wow. Called me Elmer Fudd. That's a slap in the face. Reference to a 70-year-old cartoon.
I mean, you have a lot of virtues, but you are exactly like Elmer Fudd. Now that he points it out.
Well, I'm going to go hunt some screwy wabbits. We were going to read some vicious email, but I decided to make myself the target of your attacks instead. Dave's mom will be back with that. And who do I want to thank? I want to thank Robert Schimmel for coming in here today. Did a great job. Also, Josh Gardner. God bless Josh. We're going to get him a contract before the day is through. You can see Schimmel over at the Irvine Improv tonight through Sunday. Two shows, Friday and Saturday. So,
and the attorney Lee Rittenberg, thanks to him too.
Yes, our transsexual attorney. Yeah. His junk should get representation so it doesn't get cut off. His penis should hire an attorney and sue him. All right. Until next time, this is Adam Carolla saying mahalo.